Welcome to another exciting night of chaos. This time about God, though, which is a lot of nights, but this time it's about William Lane Craig and Alex O'Connor. Okay, my favorite atheist that is a famous YouTuber and one of my favorite theologians that is currently still alive. So I found this video all by myself. No one helped me find it. I'm just kidding. It was Testicular Johnson. He posted it in video suggestion in Discord. You too can post your video suggestions there. And if I think they're goated, I will watch them. Okay. Unless it's Kirk, which I know Kirk's not watching because he's currently debating right now, which I can't believe he didn't tell me about that. Shame on you, Kirk. But anyway, that's a distraction. If you want to join the panel and react along to William Lane Craig versus Alex O'Connor, you too can by clicking the link that's pinned at the top of the chat. It's also in the description if you think about it, and you must. Good to see you, Chatter King, who's saying, I believe that says Testicular Johnson. I've seen that a lot of times, so I think that's what he's saying if I'm getting my Chinese right. Good to see you, Big Soda. Good to see you, Elder Lion. And good to see you, Glacier. And good to see you, Chatter King. And two perspicacious guests have already found a way to click the link. So amazing. Glacier, nice to see you. Big Soda, I'm sorry, Little Soda. Nice to see you both.
Yeah, Little Soda.
The littlest of sodas. How you guys
we need to go
today?
to Kirk. Kirk's fucking, he's drowning.
I can't believe Kirk didn't tell us that he's debating Steelborn, and I can't believe he didn't tell us that he's going on Speakeasy, because this seems planned, right? This isn't a call-in. This is like, a planned out thing.
Yeah.
That's so weird that Kirk wouldn't mention that. That's kind of like a fucking G move, though, if you think about it.
He's getting roasted.
I can't imagine it would go well. Yeah, I can't imagine. But I mean, the balls or the arrogance or I don't know what it is. Yeah, and I will definitely be reviewing this. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time. We got a lot to look forward to. We have that. We have John Zerka, friend of the channel, is debating tomorrow, I think. I don't know on what channel, but about the existence of God. And then we have our very own Testicular Johnson is debating as well on if religion is abuse. I can't remember if that's Friday or next Friday. Is your debate tomorrow or next Friday? If it's tomorrow, we got like 3 friend of the channel debates to go through, which is crazy. Zerka's, Testes, and now Kirk's, which is crazy. God made humans so we could suffer for his amusement. That's fake and gay, Test. Do you know that's fake and gay? You know that's fake and gay.
Testes about to get blown out in his debate.
I can't remember. Did Testes say who he's debating? Can't remember. It's an Orthodox guy. I remember that.
Oh, that's even worse.
Wait, is it also Steelborn?
What?
It's not also Steelborn, is it?
Wait, what? Who is he debating?
We don't know.
I don't know. I know it's a Orthodox. Oh, boo! The bad atheist strikes again.
Well, then.
He reviewed some of his content and he was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Man, Testy, I understand you have personal stuff going on, but I think you need to think of me and how I want to react to it. Okay. I think you can pull it together for your friend Confluence and give me a good debate. Okay. Who is it supposed to be against? At least tell me that.
Yeah, come on.
Orthodox guy, because I remember Anson giving him advice about what he should do, but I can't remember if it was Steelborn or if it was somebody else. What other Orthodox? I mean, there's a lot of Orthodox, but it wasn't someone that I feel like I knew too well. I think I only talked to Steelborn once before. He seems pretty goated, though.
I still don't think I've ever talked to him.
He was on the panel, I think, only one time. I think Avarice brought him up. Yeah, Avarice brought him up. I was incredibly drunk, though. So I didn't even know I think it was the night I passed out. Oh, it was Steelborn. Yeah, I think Steelborn joined the night that I passed out on stream.
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't really
remember. Got some arguments. He's got some good arguments. I've been hearing some of his arguments.
Do you know what I learned? I don't know if this is true. Okay, this is a fun fact, and I saw it publicly posted, so I'm not revealing anything, unless it was a joke. So you know, Avarice. Okay, maybe this is a well-known thing. Maybe I'm telling you something that everybody knows. Avarice's wife, I think, is Speakeasy's wife's sister. Did anybody know this? Did anybody know this?
I don't think I did know that.
I'd have to ask Darkside. She would know better than I would.
Because that's crazy, but unless it's a joke, but Speakeasy's wife posted this on YouTube. She's like, Avarice had said a comment in a reply, and then she's like, oh, yeah, and said something about, I'm so happy about your wife, in brackets, my sister, and your kid, in brackets, my niece. And I was like, how has no one told me this? How has Avarice not told me that he's married to Speakeasy's wife's sister? That's a weird connection. But
Wait, so
yeah, just that was a
is
fun
Avarice
fact to
not in
share.
America?
Avarice is in America.
Avarice is in America.
Speakeasy is in
But-
Canada, right?
Yeah, but
Yes.
Speakeasy has dual citizenship.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if that
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah,
that's, Avarice
I
must have
didn't know
met because Avarice is from Alaska, obviously, and then
True.
I don't know I don't even know where Avarice lives now. Actually, where's Avarice fucking live now?
Cali.
I feel like I should know that. California? Okay, that checks out.
Ew.
That checks
I
out.
know.
That's why he's got to be so loud. He's with those libtards all the time, you know.
That's why he's so fond of his forced abortion debate.
Mm. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just thought that was a fun little paddleverse connection. That's so cute, endearing almost. But I'll have to ask him about that to get confirmation. Anyway, William Lane Craig. Okay, Testy, we need a bad atheist on the panel. I mean, there's a spot specifically for a bad atheist, not a good atheist, a bad atheist. So I mean, because me and Glacier and Big Soda, we're all going to be like agreeing, and that's going to be like super nice and kumbaya and stuff. But we need someone to, be like
Agreeing
be
about
like
what?
anti us. While God and suffering, we're probably not going to be on Alex O'Connor's side, even though he's pretty goated for an atheist. He's kind of what I like to call a good atheist, okay, as opposed to exhibit B over here, But
You mean Edgelord?
yeah, testicular edgelord Johnson. I think Ava got cucked on that data center thing. Okay, on what the fuck? It's on Beth's thing. I feel like people were not listening to him.
Nobody,
I feel like
nobody
that
was
was
listening to him.
untoward.
Nobody was listening to him when he was trying to explain like the databases at all. I don't think anybody understood what he was actually trying to say. He's just like he paid a premium for his database, therefore he should have first come, first serve because premium.
Yeah, and everyone's like, "Are you saying you own a data center the size of Walmart?" And he's like, "I didn't say."
I didn't say shit.
And that was the thing, Big Son. I don't know if you saw the stream. That was the thing I posted the clip from of 10th Man absolutely crashing out and calling Beth a cunt and everything and just like losing his fucking mind. I don't know 10th Man. I don't know if that's like normal behavior. I thought that was fucking crazy.
He
like
cracked out on AVG's panel before.
I'm gonna be honest.
so
Like
maybe that's
10
just,
a.m. in the
what he
morning
does.
is wild.
I know. I woke up. I'm like, oh, Beth is online. And there's so many people watching. I click it. And I just like see 10th Man losing his absolute shit. I'm like, it's 10 in the morning on a Monday. What is happening right now?
I'm at
But,
fucking work and I'm like, damn.
Avarice is just screaming but drinking coffee. Just like, man, guy's just like ready to go. Treats it like a 9 to 5, man. That was 10th being cool. Yeah, maybe he's just like actually just like that. So I don't know. I've never talked to him, I don't think.
I mean, I've talked to him, but I think Cypher has talked to him significantly more than I have. He has some interesting takes.
Well, why was he
no, I
so
don't mean
mad?
to say this. I'm just honestly curious because I'm trying to connect people. Is 10th Man gay? Or do I have him confused with somebody else?
No.
Okay.
He is actually gay.
Okay, I thought so. Because there's just somebody that I knew that Emmett had talked to before, and I was trying to think if that was the same person or
Is he full gay or is he like Avery gay?
Married.
Oh, damn! I think I heard the wrong
apparently
thing.
super gay.
Super gay.
Apparently super gay.
Yes, as in he does mention his husband.
Holy fuck!
Man, I mean, I'm intrigued not by his gayness, but just by the fact that he, not by that, just the fact that he could just bolster such unbridled dopamine so early on a weekday is just, this is crazy.
Being
That
gay
was a
makes
hell
you
of a
mad.
crash out. Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe being gay does make you mad. I don't know. We'd have to ask Avery if Avery's just like half mad.
Yeah. He's only semi-mad.
Semi-mad.
Oh, why can't I? Oh, wait. Technical difficulties. Never mind. I'm retarded. All right. Anyways, on to serious
how old is
chicanery. This came out 7 hours ago.
7
And like
hours
I said,
ago.
I found it all by myself with nobody's help at all. I just came up with it. I was like, you know what? I had kind of an alert for videos like this. I'm kind of on the ball, they say, as a professional streamer. So yeah, I saw this video. I was like, yeah, I'll have to react to it.
What's sad is the alert probably came from Alex O'Connor's side instead of William Lane Craig's side.
I guess it kind of did in a way. I guess it kind of did if you think about it. That is a little sad. But, you know, one of the first videos that has actually been posted, then I'm like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. Mainly because most of the videos that people post is just Kirk posting really lame videos that no one would ever want to watch. But yeah, this is actually recent. And William Craig, he's looking old, but he's looking pretty good. Like for how old he is. I mean, I used to watch him God, that must be like 20 years ago, and I feel like he doesn't look that much different, you know.
I think he had some videos around the late 90s that I remember watching. Like not in the 90s, but some recorded stuff from that was recorded, I guess, put on YouTube later on about debates from the 90s.
And let's remember too, I always got to plug a brother, not in a gay way, but in a normal way, that he's got 2 PhDs. He's got a PhD in philosophy and a PhD in theology. Bro's got double PhDs. That's why he's so freaking good at this, because he can literally like do the philosophy and then go into the theology. That 2 PhDs that's a lot of fucking school, man. That's a lot of fucking school. But Alex O'Connor is no indefensible. That can't be the right word. That means something else. Is no lightweight when it comes to debating. So, you know.
Does he have a degree?
He has a degree in philosophy of religion, but it's not. I think it's just a bachelor. I think. And yes, before we start, yes, we are excited for Race Edition Trivia Tuesday. So that's going to be a thing.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Glacier, you should join a trivia sometime, because then it can't be racist, because you are a proud woman of color, if you think about it.
Well, it keeps on changing every time I go onto any black panels. They say I'm not black, then they say no, you're melanated, then they say no, you're mixed. So I don't know anymore.
Would it help if I called you White, Glacier? Would that make you feel better?
No, it would not.
I was going to say,
well, that's the kind of racism you can expect on racism.
No, look,
trivia.
I got somebody accused me of being white just because I didn't agree with stupid fucking black talking points. It happens all the fucking time.
Oh yeah, that's toxic.
Oh, and then afterwards they said, "Turn on your camera so you can prove that you're black." No, bitch, fuck you.
Prove your blackness to us.
It's like, I don't have to prove shit to you. Fuck you. I'm staying behind this damn camera. The fact that I have to do this proves that black people have a hive mind mentality. Fuck them bitches.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that never happens in the white community.
No, it doesn't.
No one tells me I'm not white. That is true. No one has ever told me that in my entire life. Okay. So but I get called Taiwanese, I suppose. So, you know, we all go through our personal struggles.
I'm so salty. You don't have to deal with that bullshit.
Well, no, that is true. That is true. Second housekeeping thing, a big soda is D&D tomorrow. Do we have enough story?
Yep.
Okay, based. Red belt. I do not mean Chinese testicular Johnson, okay? You know there's no slurs for Taiwanese people. Why do you think that is? Because they're so goated and no one can come up with an insult for them? That's crazy.
They secretly own everything.
Or they just don't care.
Yeah, they're kind of like white people in that way, you know? Like all the slurs for white people are like no one would ever get offended by them. So
no, because white people use those slurs against each other all the time. Like black people use slurs against each other all the time.
Yeah, but they don't like it. Trust me, they don't like it when you say it. Well, you can say it.
Yeah, you're not allowed
to. The general you. I mean,
I have black people sling slurs at me all the damn time.
That's it, Testy. Though that makes me feel bad. That makes me feel now I finally understand what it's like to be a marginalized group. I truly get it now, Testy. Thank you you've opened my eyes.
Yeah, we've got to cluster up in our political groups and defend our, Mayo
Monkey was the best you could think of.
There's not really any like better ones. I mean, that's kind of the problem, you know. Maybe we'll find some out on Rage Page's racial trivia.
I can think of some, but I don't think I can say that on YouTube.
Yeah, it depends on the one. I know Twitch is a lot more sensitive. You couldn't say cracker on Twitch. And I still don't know if you can really say it on YouTube. Like, I don't know if you can call somebody it, but you could say the word cracker.
Dig real deep.
I hope. But I'm talking about like the cheese, so crackers and cheese and crackers. Yeah, Testy's workshop. Yeah, come up with something that will really offend me, Testy. Actually, the only thing I will say, I don't like the wasp word. I don't like that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
actually that gets me. That gets me. I will say that. So I guess if you want to trigger me, you can call me a wasp. I think that's
Actually,
a low blow.
you know what really triggers Asians? Like hands down, automatically triggers Asians.
Hard math problems, easy math problems.
No. Mislabel them, as in calling a Japanese person Chinese, calling a Korean.
Oh yeah, because they hate the other. They hate the other.
It's not just them hating it. They have history with each other. They all have history with each other, and it is bloody.
Yeah, it's not pleasant. Yeah, WASP, White Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Which, like, the acronym is fine, sure. Don't threaten me with a good time, but like, just the WASP part of like that's like a predatory animal. It's just like it's a pest. It's like that should not be allowed. If you can't say other slurs, you shouldn't be allowed to say WASP. But no, we technically cannot. But maybe we could include rarefied slurs for white people. We could probably get away with that.
Yeah, maybe
races though, really.
Maybe we should reclaim WASP and start using it offensively toward others.
What's up, my WASP?
What's up, WASP?
I don't think a lot of white people will care.
Yeah, we're too busy being disciplined.
If they even get the reference.
Yeah, I don't know how common even that is. I just hear like Hassan and people of his ilk say that. I don't know.
Hassan of all people, Hassan.
Yeah. Especially because Hassan will be white when it's convenient for him. Like he'll call himself white when it's expeditious, and then he'll be Muslim the second that helps, even though he's not religiously Muslim. He's like, well, I'm culturally Muslim, and then he's like Turkish the next. He'll just pick whatever.
Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds
true.
about right. That sounds about right for him.
I will say, when it comes to the atheist, Sky Daddy is annoying when people talk about God. Testy freaking does that a lot. Freaking Sky Daddy.
You think that one's worse than Flying Spaghetti Monster?
Well, I feel like it's sad that I don't. Yeah, they're weird in different ways. They're both like Reddit atheism type stuff, but the Flying Spaghetti Monster, I'm like, okay, whatever. It's like Russell's Teapot or whatever, but. The Sky Daddy or the Magic Man, especially when someone like Indian Jesus will say it, because it's like I feel like Indian Jesus just doesn't. And if you're listening to this, Indian Jesus, I freaking mean this. He just doesn't understand what I ever mean by God. And so when he says Magic Man or Sky Daddy, I think he's just like being sincere, and that's what bugs me. Whereas when Anson says, "Oh, when you all talk to your imaginary friend or whatever," that doesn't really bug me because I'm like, "Oh, it's Anson. He's trying to get under my skin, and he knows better. He knows what's up, But when it's the other type of atheist that say it, like Aaron Ross of the world, or who's the guy that got wrecked by Andrew Wilson, Matt Dillahunty.
Oh yeah!
Oh my gosh, that didn't take long. That was hilarious.
That was a generational crash out.
And see, what's wild is he's been around for a while.
Sky Daddy. See, that's the thing. And he says it's so accurate. See, that's what triggers me. Because he thinks it's an accurate term. He thinks that's like what people actually believe in when they mean God. That's what's the triggering thing,
Yeah, well, he don't know anything about unrealized and realized, so I don't take him too serious.
How can you? Well, how can you? Gosh, I can't even take Protestants seriously.
Oh, whoa, easy now, easy.
Whoa, friendly fire. We're going after some bad atheists in the comments.
Yeah,
okay?
Come on now.
You gotta tell me you're not gonna pray with me next? Jeez, come on.
Well, I'm Orthodox, so...
You're a freaking woman. Aren't you supposed to be subservient and crap?
Yeah.
You're not gonna let me lead the prayer? You're gonna be all like women brain while you're trying to freaking pray. Your uterus is going to pollute your spirituality to the point that you can't even pray.
I can't be with you. I can't be with you praying. You're not a part of the true church.
That's crazy. I'm going to become an Orthodox just so I can become an Orthodox man. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, Glacier. I have to lead. I'm a man. Your hysteria is going to get in the way. And you're like, oh, you're right. My religion teaches me that.
When you're an Orthodox catechumen, I wouldn't have to say shit.
Yeah, I remember when Jesus was praying for everybody and he kicked out all the non-Orthodox people.
Yeah, that's true.
He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you're Protestant. You got to go on somewhere.
Get out of here."
See, that bugs me more than what anything an atheist would say.
Yeah,
There's nothing an atheist could say that bothers me more. We treated like a
Sorry.
Mormon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm really salty over this some stupid idiot that was trying to claim that he was debunking the Orthodox Church, and it's just like you got nothing. You're
Yeah,
misrepresenting everything, and you got
yeah.
nothing.
I was gonna say I'm thankful for the Orthodox Church because, to be honest, there's no Protestantism without Orthodoxy. There's no
Hey, there's no
Bible without
Protestant. No,
Orthodoxy.
better yet, there's no Protestantism without the Catholics specifically.
See, I was saying that. I was saying, well, I agree with that. I agree with that as well. But there's nothing to break off of for Protestants if we don't have an original structure. And I would say
That
the
is
original
true.
structure is Orthodoxy, not Catholicism. Because
What else am I
Catholicism
supposed
is
to
just as
rebel against,
Protestant as
though,
I
Jared?
am.
Yeah, if there was no Holy Apostolic Church, what would I be against in my esotericism? There'd be no foil to my theology. The whole thing wouldn't work.
True that.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Not really.
I mean, it kind of definitionally does. Because I can't be outside of the church or a Protestant if there is no
there's
church.
Yeah. It's just not possible.
Then yes. Then absolutely yes.
I'll be honest.
I had a long day.
Yeah, can't we just
all coughing routinely through this?
Can't we all just beef with the Catholics and get along?
Yeah.
Testy, bro. I know you want to claim that we're delusional, but you were the one that decided to be an edgelord earlier.
Testy's being an edgelord now. It's in his nature, okay? He has no off switch.
Oh, really? That's unfortunate for him.
Well, his off switch is when he joins the panel, actually.
Yeah, no problem.
He's an
entirely different person.
Entirely different. Completely different. Like light and darkness.
He'll throw bait out and then he'll get in front of you and he'll be like, oh no, yeah,
Oh, you can get edgier. Interesting.
He's just too nice in real life. Well, I guess I haven't met him in real life, but in voice. It's kind of do you remember the dude, how I'll never forget that. The dude was really going after somebody and then someone paid a 1v1 and then the dude was just trying to placate him the entire time. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? You had such high energy going into this. And then as soon as the 1v1 happens, he's like, no, I don't actually want to
I actually not like you.
Yeah, it's what? Where'd that energy go?
Not what I paid for.
We do know where Kirk is right now, and he never told us he was doing this. We will be reacting to this probably on Saturday, I'm thinking, because don't threaten me with a good time.
See, I always thought
it's going to be fun.
I always thought Kirk was Christian because the way he talks about it, but then he started talking about the Noahitism, and I was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Well, you don't just mean you found that out today, I'm assuming, right?
About what?
The Noahide stuff? Kirk talks about being a Noahide all the time.
Well, that's what. Well, no. When I first met him, we were talking about something religious, and he was bringing up a lot of things about Jesus Christ. So I was assuming, this guy's, he has some base takes, and I figured him being a Christian was one of them. And then he started talking about the Noahide shit, and I was like, well, damn.
Yeah. And then his double circumcision. Can someone super chat into speakeasies and ask Kirk to talk about his double circumcision, please? Please, somebody super chat that.
Wait, double circumcision?
Kirk has been circumcised twice.
What?
Because this is how he explained it. It's a real thing. I looked it up. So he was circumcised as a baby. And then when he got older, he wanted to convert to a liberal branch of Judaism. I don't think he said which one.
Liberal.
Not the Noahide thing, but before. And they said that to convert, you have to be circumcised. And if you're not circumcised, you have to do a symbolic circumcision, which is where they prick your prick with a burin and draw blood. So they don't cut anything, but they stab it with a little needle thing. And he went through this. He went down to the synagogue and they stabbed his prick with a prick and they collected some blood and stuff. And this is a real thing that happened. So he has technically been double circumcised. Yep.
He
so someone should donate to Speakeasy. Ask him about that during the Q&A.
Okay, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that.
The same thing we said. Nothing.
Yeah. Just shocked. I made him walk through all the details. You got to.
I'll let it be. It's just Eh.
I mean, one circumcision, I mean, that's proper. Everyone should go through that, of course. But two circumcisions? No, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
That's just insane. Anyway, William Lane Craig. I skipped to where they start talking, so we skip the intros. Because when we start watching intros, we just never even start the video, if you think about it.
Philosophers like to make distinctions in answering questions. So when Johnny asked what reasons are there to believe in God, it's important to distinguish between believing in God and believing that God exists. Believing in God means trusting in God, committing one's life to God in worship and love and obedience. And the reason you should do that is obvious, because God is the supreme benefactor. He is the source of eternal life, the source of forgiveness and salvation. So clearly you should believe in God. But I think Johnny's real.
So I'm already distracted by Podesta. Podesta, I would actually say that. I would say man is in the image of the universe. I think that's actually true. Is that heresy, Glacier?
No.
I don't know why I would ask you. You're just a lowly woman.
I mean, I can leave.
I'm trying to get a one up on you, because if you can be Orthodox, then I need something to win over that, which would be the man card. Okay. What else do I have as a Protestant? But no, a sincere question. Is that a heresy to say that man is made in the image of the universe? Because I would actually think that. I think man is the microcosm, the universe is the macrocosm, as above, so below, etc.
No, I don't think so. From the eight ecumenical councils, I don't think there's anything referring to like the definitive, like man made in the image of God. I don't think that was something that they had to, I guess, establish in.
I don't think that was much of a priority. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I think they knew that from the beginning.
But did they say anything against it, though, is the question, right?
No.
I don't think the concept of the universe came up too often, but I'm not sure.
Like man is kind of like the earth, but in like a micro scale, you know? Like we have a whole world living inside us. If you think about it, like all the cells and stuff and the bacteria.
Careful, man. You're starting to sound like the LDS.
Is that what they say? They're kind of based sometimes.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie. You get your own universe when you die.
The universe shit, where it's just like I think, but like I'm hearing contradictory things from it, where it's just like you get your own universe, but you have no control over it at the same time. I don't know. LDS is weird.
They do get strange. But no, I think man is made in the image of God. I think the universe is arguably, at least it's a reflection of man.
Wait,
because I guess God made the universe first, so I guess, but it's man is reflected in the universe and vice versa.
I have a question about Alex. Is he still a determinist?
Last I heard, yes. Last I heard.
Oh dear, he hasn't learned anything.
Hey, stop being a vegan, although that was for health reasons, but at least he's not a vegan anymore.
Shit. Like most vegans stop being vegans because of health.
Hey, not our boy Brandon, okay? He's trucking along strong. He says all you need, this is a direct quote. He says you don't even have to eat any food. You just have 1 can of White Monster a day. And that's all your supplements, unironically. That's a direct quote from Brandon.
Monster.
And I mean, he's pretty buff, so it seems to be working.
Who's Brandon?
Oh, you don't know Brandon? He's our resident Phil bro. Yeah.
Okay.
You never seen him? He's like got a beard, sits kind of sideways. He's like bald. No. He's really smart, talks slow.
No.
Calm.
Yeah, very calm.
Just no. I mean,
you would like him, I think.
Would I?
I think he's a very affable person. The only person who's ever gotten to a fight with him really is probably Emmett, I think.
Well, as a person, I think you would like him. I think you would probably dislike him for what he believes.
Yeah, like he is an atheist. He thinks all morals are just like preference based. I'm not really doing him a good sell, but he's good to talk to. Like he's incredibly good faith. He's very intelligent,
smart, well versed in philosophy, well versed in argumentation.
And he's never trying to like win an argument. Like he's always just trying to like explain or understand or ask questions. Like you never feel like it's going in like an untoward direction.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the type of guy to trap you or look for the easy W or the easy argument. He's just, he's good faith.
Right. Okay, got it.
We're like hyping up Brandon so much now.
Yeah, but he's a dirty
All that
atheist,
I'm,
so you got away with
Fuck
it.
that guy.
I mean, I got beef with prots. Anyway,
You gotta align with us against the atheists, okay?
It's fucking wild. Like halfway
It's
through, she's like,
crazy.
yeah,
I'm just
I
salty.
think I like this guy.
I'm
Fuck the
sorry. I'm
Protestant.
salty. I'm salty. Okay, I'm honest. I'm salty. I was talking to some loser. I managed to irk some loser online earlier today. I think the loser's name was like Alton or some shit, and then he blocked me because he didn't like what I had to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, we know the problems with Protestantism. As a fellow Protestant, I know the fucking problems with Protestantism.
Yeah.
I
But
can appreciate that.
well, we agree almost. I would say probably like 95% of things. There's probably two things that you would say that we would disagree on, and that would be the body of the church, and then, well, no, you probably believe the filioque is only or the procession of the Holy Spirit is only from the Father, correct? Like you would take that stance.
Yeah, she's an Orthodox. I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm an Orthodox inquirer. I'm still learning.
Oh,
You still won't pray with
you
me?
can't shit on
You're an
Protestants.
inquirer, and
You're
you
not
won't even pray
fucking-
with me. That's fucking. You're out of your tree. That's messed up. Diane,
No,
you should definitely
that is
join.
still a part of that's still a part of church teachings.
No, that's like saying, oh, I go to the university or I study biology, and you just so happen to walk past a fucking university.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Look, you're just as Protestant as I am until you actually join the body of the church.
True. Yeah. Get catechumized,
Okay.
Glacier, and then talk to us, okay?
That's a process, guys. If you haven't noticed, that's a process that takes time. You know, I can't just say, "Oh, I believe in God," and everything's just washed over me. Who's that?
Well, that's what happens if you're Protestant, so that's a
Yep.
skill issue if you
Join
can't
the
do that,
fucking
okay?
club.
You could just say a quick little prayer with us, Glacier, and then you're freaking in it to win it, okay?
Yeah, that's why I ran away. It made no sense. I'm so fucking pussy.
Well, hey, man.
You want to have to work for your salvation. I see.
Yeah.
You feel like Christ's
Yeah.
gift is just too precious.
That's
You have to
right. I wanna go hard
self-flagellate.
mode. I want hard mode.
No, I got it. That's acceptable. Rage page, disavow. I haven't had to hit people.
Wow.
I still am on that Bud Light boycott. Still, okay. Some people say I'm a
Yeah.
leftist. I
Never
still
gotten over
actually,
that.
I won't buy. Like, I love Bud Light Lime. I won't fucking drink it. Still to this day, okay. Most conservatives have fucking abandoned that. I'm the fucking realist of the conservatives, okay.
Wait, why would you drink Budweiser?
Why would I or why wouldn't I?
Yeah, why would you?
Well, like I said, Bud Light Lime is actually quite delicious. And sometimes Bud is like the cheapest thing, or it's on sale, or you're at a party and stuff.
Yeah, that's the
But-
point. It's cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but sometimes you want cheap beer. Sometimes you're at a party and someone throws you a Bud Light. They're trying to trans you, by the way, when they do that.
Yeah,
And if it
yeah.
hits you, you become a little trans. You got to like fucking dodge out of the way of those Bud Lights, man, for real.
I mean,
Like, unironically.
I don't like. Okay, I don't like beer as a baseline. Anyways, the only thing that I could tolerate is Yingling.
That sounds like a Chinese woman.
Yeah.
No. It might be.
I drink some
it might be
Yingling
German.
or whatever you said.
Yingling. It might be
I'm
German.
actually
I
drinking
need to check.
some.
I need to check. Oh, but
Actually,
I did
I
like.
can't even
what
tell.
was the-
Someone tell me
was
what
the
language
name?
this is. I'm retarded. Is this showing up on camera?
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Come on, light. Oh,
No,
wait.
no.
Wait, how do I block the? Oh, there we go.
Is that
Yeah,
is that Korean?
What language is
Oh,
that? I
that's
honestly
Korean.
don't know.
It's
Oh,
Korean.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that soju?
I don't know.
Well, soju's, I believe, is a Korean beer.
Oh, it is soju. Oh, it's got a Korean flag at the top. Oh shit, I didn't even realize
my
that.
gosh.
Yeah, it's got a Korean flag. Yeah, I didn't see that. I just saw it today and I thought it looked
Wait,
cool.
wait. The real question: we talking north or south?
do you think it is?
North Korea. It says an export of
Right.
North Korea. It says all
That-
hail the supreme
that-
leader.
That flag says otherwise, bro.
The real Korea.
The only Korea. It is quite tasty. It's got lychee in it. I've never had soju before. I've heard of it though, but it's delicious.
I've had soju. Soju's tasty.
It's like a better version of sake. Maybe that's because it's got flavoring in it though.
Well, sake is entirely different from soju.
And all that.
What is this? Yeah, what is this
sake
made
or
of?
sake?
Sake, like the rice wine.
No, sake.
What? That's like saying. That's like calling a pina colada a pina colada. Okay, everyone calls it sake. Okay,
but sake is literally spelled SAKE. Sake.
Yeah, no one says that. Do you say Nintendo or do you say Nintendo?
I can't call it Nintendo because nobody gives a shit.
But okay, what is soju though? Yeah, it's got a blue jay coated elders. Yeah, do it automatically.
I mean, I can.
But like, what's it made of? Like,
let me look it up. Let me look it up.
What's your gay pronunciation of
It's made out of rice.
of the rice wine?
Is it also? Oh, it's made out of rice.
Sake. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm asking. Because if it is, then this is a better version of sake. Because this tastes way better if they're both made out of rice, unless it's made of something else.
Hold on. Distilled. It's a spirit made from rice. Okay, yeah, it is made from rice.
Okay, but I will say the third ingredient in this is sugar. So I don't know how authentic that is.
Has a neutral vodka-like taste, sweet. Then let's look up sake. Sake or sake. Hold on.
Sake, I know is just rice wine. Yeah. So
hold on.
Well, you don't believe me about my Japanese alcohol knowledge?
Other types of sake that have flavoring in it.
So yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen them.
Wine. So this is wine, but but they just call it a distilled spirit instead. So
I know. I feel like sake is usually stronger because this is at least. Well, I don't know. At least this one's only 12%. I feel like the sake I had was more like 15 to like 20%. And it's good, but it tastes. It's not something you want to like drink. You know, you want to like sip it.
The overview states that they're about similar, so it depends on the brand.
Oh, because this does have a lot of flavor in it. Like I would boof this in a heartbeat. I would want to boof freaking sake.
And then there's Genshu. Oh wait, no, that's sake. So sake has Genshu, and Genshu is much more concentrated.
Compliment. That's a wild statement.
What?
He's talking about boofing.
Let's do it. You're the only one that picked it up.
To start the fermentation.
How dare you?
Just like I remember watching. Oh my gosh, it's interesting. Like all the like. I think rum is distilled from sugar. I think that was like one of the first things.
Cane sugar, if I recall.
Yeah, it was one of the first things. It was like I think it was one of the first ways that they could ever think of to actually preserve it because sugar didn't last. They couldn't figure out a way of preserving sugar. So it had to be cooked immediately.
Have you ever like chewn on like just raw cane sugar?
Yeah,
like they sell it in like Asian grocery markets. It's like a giant like
Jamaica does
thick,
it all
like,
the time.
stick.
It's Jamaica does it all the time. Jamaica.
Oh, Jamaica.
It was a great way of cleaning off your teeth, actually.
Well, now that you told me Jamaica does it, now I feel like I can't enjoy it as much. I thought this was like a white culture
it's not an
thing,
Asian thing. White country? What the fuck?
Like a wasp thing, you know? I thought only West.
Fuck you, wasps.
White Anglo-Saxon did this.
Bullshit! You took my fucking sugar cane. Taking it back, bitch.
Can't say I have rage page. Can't say I have. That's a strange question.
Oh my gosh, no.
I have not.
No, I don't want to think about it.
Wait, we did have that one person on stream.
Wild Heart?
Yeah.
He didn't drink it, thankfully. He didn't know. He didn't drink it. He didn't drink it. I was the only voice of reason, okay? I was trying to put a stop to that chicanery.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to be honest. Sometimes our panels get out of control.
No, he's a Wassa, I guess. A white Anglo-Saxon atheist. Yeah.
Yeah, Wassa.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, I don't want to think about it.
Okay, back to suffering, as if we haven't suffered enough.
Question is,
You're talking about drinking
do I
your beer.
believe
I
that
mean,
God exists? You can't believe in God if you don't believe that God exists. And in my philosophical work, I've defended both what I call exterior and interior ways of answering that question. Exterior arguments and evidences concern philosophical.
Can I speed them up? I feel like they're talking really slow, or maybe my mind is just moving faster than the average
he is
human. You know?
talking slow. Just
No, I
yeah.
think it's that I'm just really smart.
Sure,
and
whatever
scientific
cope that you
arguments
need.
that lead to the existence of God. For example, I've defended 6 of these in my work. First, that God is the best explanation for anything.
Slow down, Buckaroo.
Rather than nothing. Second, that God is the best
Is this too
explanation
fast?
for
No,
the
I was just
absolute
like
beginning
going
of the universe at a point in the finite past. Thirdly, God is the best explanation for the uncanny applicability of mathematics to the physical phenomena. Fourth, God is the best explanation for the incomprehensible fine-tuning of the universe for embodied interactive life. Fifth, God is the best explanation for the objectivity of moral values and duties in the world. And finally, sixth, the very possibility of God's existence implies that God exists. Now,
Whoa, I want to hear about that last one. The very possibility of God existing. What did he say? Allows that, or means
Yeah,
God
It
exists?
means that God exists. It's sort of weird listening to this because I didn't learn about Orthodox theology until just about 6 months ago. And the fact that there was always one of the earliest forms of education was always philosophy, and like one of the things that was well established in the past was the philosophical basis of God's existence. But it's been forgotten over time. And
Yeah.
so just listening to him talk about these concepts is just like none of these are actually like regarded.
Well,
And
they
it's
used to have, you might know about this, Glacier. They used to have like what's called like the trivium and the quadrium and stuff back in like the olden days, where they would teach like it was like, I can't remember what the sets are, but it was like
classical education, yeah. So
yeah, it'd be like
you're talking about
philosophy and like geometry and like rhetoric, and like they had like these, and these are like the
you're talking
foundational
about
things.
how it's broken down was grammar, logic, and rhetoric. I believe were the first 3 schools.
Yeah, I think the
I need to
trivium.
research. I need to
And then-
research how it was broken down again. But yeah,
And it's like, and it's funny because it's like, I think the quadrium adds, I think, rhetoric to that, and then geometry's added at some point because it goes. I don't know if I can't remember if the trivium and the quadrium is like 3 things and then 4 other things, but I remember going through them, and it's like I realized we only like really learn like one of them now in like a K through 12 education, because we barely learn grammar realistically. Like we
Because
really
they
don't. Like I wasn't taught how to use a semicolon in K through 12. Like I was not taught at all. That's something I had to learn on my own, which is like crazy.
Oh dear Lord, your education was shit then. But yeah,
Did you? I mean, Big Soda, did you learn how to use a semicolon in school? That was never even mentioned.
I believe so.
What is a semicolon, Big Soda? Do you remember?
It's just,
a lot of people treat it like a super comma, and it is not.
I forgot. You know what? I forgot because of how shit our education, how shit American education has been for God knows how long. We were better off without the Department of Education. It needs to be burnt to the ground.
Possibly.
Well,
we don't learn rhetoric. We barely learn grammar.
It does need to be burnt to the ground. It hasn't done dick diddly.
It is crazy that there's no logic class in school. Like I feel like that sounds really stupid for me to say, but I mean it in a sincere way. The fact that there's not like taught as
That's
like
intentional.
just like some basic like informal logic, even, you know, it's just weird. It's weird that like that stuff used to be the foundations. Like that's the weird thing about looking at the trivium and the quadrium and comparing it to now. It's like we have vacuumed out all of those things except like geometry, which we teach to some small extent, and that's like everything else we barely teach it at all. Like grammar, I guess we teach a bit, but not really. It's mainly just intuitive. There's like a brief stuff about this is a noun, this is a verb, this is an adverb, and that's basically it. You know, at least in my experience.
People barely know how to read, and if you teach logic, that means you are teaching critical thinking, and our society right now does not want children to know how to critically think.
But it's like, is that like, okay, so that's the maybe one angle, but it's like, I guess what's actually practically happening? Like, is anyone sitting at the top who's like making these curricula or like deciding in the Department of Education and being like, you know what, we don't want these kids to critically think. You know, we
That's
don't want
why
that.
they keep on okay, that's why they keep on changing the criteria of what a child needs to read mid-year constantly. Many teachers are fleeing from this industry because they have no sense of accountability from the when it comes to the kids, whether from the parents' end or even the administration end. On top of that, the majority of the budget for the kids, for like each and individual kids, that budget is getting gobbled up by the administration. And what proof do we have that any of these kids are actually learning? The more money that we flood into it, we're not getting results. We haven't been getting results. We never had any results that prove that that our education system has been providing a benefit to us at all. Our literacy rates are already at 20% and rising. The last time we had a
Yeah.
literacy that high was over 150 years ago.
Yeah, it is shocking looking at the amount of illiterate people.
Whoa,
Like,
whoa,
it's
what's
like
wrong with
stats.
illiterate people? I feel like I'm being
Hey,
attacked right
nothing,
now.
nothing, brother, nothing. But like, okay, but Glacier, I guess I more mean like, what is this? Like, what would these people say? I guess is what I mean, because it's not like teachers or board offices or superintendents or the Department of Education. None of these people are going to say I don't want kids to not critically think. And I would even go so far, if I'm going to be good faith, to think that they're not actually consciously thinking that. They're not sitting there thinking in their head, we got to stop Americans from critically thinking. We got to stop them from reading. We got to really because they're going to get too smart and they're going to vote Republican. I don't think they're actually thinking that. You know, they're definitely not saying it, but I also don't think they're thinking it. So I guess I'm curious, what do you think they're actually thinking? Like, because that's the result. We both agree on the result, but I don't know if that's the intention. It seems too maybe doomer pill to me to think that all these like administrative people and like the people in the department are like sitting there being like, yeah, how can we keep kids stupid and effete and feckless and and all this. I don't think they're actually like wanting that,
Well,
but I agree that's the
what
result.
is happening is that the majority of the funds, the administration is getting overpaid, and a lot of it might just very well be from outside donations from certain companies that are desiring a very specific political agenda to be pushed into schools, and they will pass through those specific political agendas while being paid to do so. As in, their
Yeah.
incentive is just the financing, not so much about whether they care about the students' well-being or education.
But okay, I feel like that explains it on a budget level. But I guess if you're designing a curricula, why would you exclude? Is that a word? Exclude maybe. Why would you exclude things like formal logic or informal logic or rhetoric or philosophy? Like, what's the motive to like the good faith motive?
No, you're referencing.
Like, what are these people telling themselves at night when they're when they're vacuuming out all this stuff that we've been talking about?
They are claiming that what they're learning is the most influential as well as the next big thing for education in general, and this is the next new thing that will help it. Nobody is reflecting upon what was effective in the past because remember, if you don't know, the current model of a public school education is not even a classical education. We've done away with that a long time ago. What we're focusing on now is actually a Prussian model where you're not even taught to learn, you are taught to listen to a bell and make sure that you go from place to place on time. And even some people will clearly will state this is just like, if you want to be successful at wherever you work, show up on time. So it is not about trying to create critical thinkers or just thinkers in general. It is about showing up. It's about having workers, and a worker doesn't necessarily need to think. But we are also incentivizing and telling people that if you want to be smart, make sure you go ahead and go off to higher education, because that's the only way that you can prove you're smart. Because once you have that little paper, that degree, you'll get a better job. But they don't talk about how much debt that you go into, especially if you go into a specific form of education that might be like a study. It doesn't have any practical knowledge, or they don't tell you to be prepared.
Before we move on to that, I think you said something like super based.
Uh-huh.
I think you really hit the nail on the head. I think it's almost like when you were talking about like that, we're always finding the next best thing. It's like we're almost like building a structure. It's almost like a pyramid, and we're like building upwards. But then at some point, we're like, fuck the base of the pyramid. So it's almost like, what's the newest and greatest thing? Oh, is it what's most important for kids to know? Is it this current issue? Is it this? No one should crucify me on the left for saying this, but critical race theory? Is it the postmodernist stuff? Whatever, literary analysis. It's like the newest and greatest fields that we think is going to help. But then by doing that, I think they probably just end up leaving out those foundations because they take them for granted. So like, those are just like, fuck those things. We're just going to move on to like those like higher like pinnacle of the pyramid. But by doing so, you're just like cutting off the fucking base of all thinking, and you're not teaching from the ground up anymore.
Well,
it really
right
does
now,
feel like that, where you're learning. Like I remember, like it's. I guess the cleanest example is I never was really beyond like the basics I mentioned, like what's a verb, what's a noun, and I went to school in Canada and America, so fuck you all saying it's the Canadian education system. I never learned about grammar besides the very basic stuff. Never learned about rhetoric. Never learned about like any type of like logic or anything like this. But I learned about literary analysis and how to like analyze a poem and all this stuff. And it's like, that's fine, but that's like up here on the pyramid. You should do that once you understand the grammar and the rhetoric and the logic and all that. And then you can move up to like something like literary analysis. But it's crazy to just like be like, we need this, so we're going to cut out. We're just going to fucking vacuum out all the foundation that made this thing work in the first place. Good to see you, Abe.
Hey,
Hi,
I like
Abe.
your haircut.
Thank you, Abe. You're the first person to comment on it. How's it going?
Hello, Glacier. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Big soda.
But
Always
I was referencing how it was a prioritizing of novelty, but right now with AI's existence, they're trying to force AI into public education as a way of the next step. But the thing is that what not many people seem to realize is AI is currently a bubble at best, an economic bubble at best. But people don't really seem to know that or understand how useful AI, the potential of AI can be, and how poorly managed AI is. But that is what is currently happening.
Before we go into the AI thing, I just have to rage against Testy for a second, because Testy, I understand Abe's camera's on, so I'm going to move him up. Sorry, Abe, I'm covering you with a super chat or a normal chat. Speaking of super chats, they'll get those in too. So Testy, I acknowledge what you're saying. That stuff evolves over time, and I can't tell if you're just trying to bait me. Maybe you're fully baiting me, but you can't take away the foundations. I think you would agree with that, right? Like you would still need to know some like baselines of like informal logic at the very least, let's say, like that. You would agree that's always like helpful to know, or like to know grammar and rhetoric is helpful before you're studying like literary analysis in my example, right? So I understand I get the desire is sincere. I think on like the left making the curricula is they want to teach what they see as the most like, supreme pinnacle of the pyramid. I'm just saying that to get there, you have to have some foundation and you have to kind of work your way up. You don't have to like reinvent the wheel every time, but there has to be some solid foundation. And maybe you agree and you're just trying to, troll me a little bit. But
I mean, well, he's already making a presupposition. It's just like societies evolve over time. Well, evolution does not mean improvement. And I don't think enough people seem to understand that concept. Evolution doesn't really necessarily mean improvement. The average child in the past was significantly more educated and smarter than the average child of today. That child in the past was likely almost possibly even smarter than than an adult, because of how radically changed the education system has been. We aren't being taught the foundations so that we can actually learn how to build upon them anyways. The classical education was intended to build thinkers. The Prussian model, I told you, is built to make workers. That's the foundational difference.
I agree with you, Glacier. And this is what I want to sort of briefly say this to Testy before I lose track of his chat. The thing with rhetoric, though, and I think everyone on panel will probably agree with this, is it's like, I agree, IQ. Okay, IQ gone up. Okay, that's cool. In that type of intelligence, I think we've increased. But if you look at any like literary work from like even 100 years ago, I've said this on panel before. I remember reading a normal, like, it was like a magazine article about like how to write good like spy fiction or something, or like mystery novels, and it was from like the 1900s, and the language and like the beauty of the words for just what the average person was expected to read, which was like a normal periodical, was so far above what you'd ever see today in like almost anything. It's like, it was incredible. And it's like, that used to be, if you read a newspaper from back in the day, the language they used, the way they said stuff, like, I think rhetoric is important. We've gotten like, we have an IQ that fetishizes IQ and like things like STEM and stuff, which is good. I mean, everyone loves STEM, but we have like lost sight of like all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know if where I disagree with Glacier, but
I don't even know how he could make the claim that they don't need rhetoric. Like your rhetoric is the ability to effectively communicate with other human beings. So
we're living in a world that actually thrives off of rhetoric, especially when you talk about politics. You're already engaging in rhetoric. How we formalize our debates, how we organize our debates, that is rhetoric.
Yes. Yes, yeah. And other things that fall into that is things like semantics, which means you've got to actually understand the things you're saying. So you have to build some level of intellect to even utilize that rhetoric. So you've got to have some linguistic knowledge, some semantic knowledge, and then you can combine those and use the rhetoric and the ability to weave a story and convince an audience or even just another party. All of those things take intelligence and are important in the human system, period.
Which is why it was considered to be one of the last things that you learned in a classical education. Actually, here's the funny thing. Whenever you grab a book from the past, say it's like, what is it? Like, when I say the past, I mean like Isaac Newton, or what was the other one? Darwin? Fuck, I can't remember all their names. But if you were to grab a book from the past and you can try and you read it over, how they use their language, it is very simplistic, and they are able to demonstrate concepts that are very complex, but they're able to break it down to be as simplistic as possible so that anybody could read it and review it, understand it, and grasp it. That used to be the baseline of how to convey your thoughts in older literature. Today, it's so minute and convoluted, and deliberately so, as a way of saying that they're smart. But it's just like the only people that will understand it are people that are specifically specialized in their specific field, believing the same dialectics as they do.
It's funny, what you just said reminded me of a line from Equilibrium, where they're sitting at the table, and because the one is not taking their daily medication to keep their emotions in check, they're asked a question and the kid is speaking, and one of the parents is like, clarify your speech, and they keep saying it until the child literally monotones it out and then says only what's basic and what's needed for the communication and nothing more or less.
Yeah, it's a little haunting. I feel like we have, I mean, do we all agree that the quality of books has gone downhill in that way? That there's like, I like literature. I've often thought of like what exactly happened, because it seems, in my estimation, it's because I read a lot of stuff from like the early 1900s, but it seems like it happened before. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it could be around the time of like movies and stuff, I guess. But it seems like somewhere around like the 50s or 60s, it like really, the stuff just like got bad. And now it's like Infinite Jest is like the best example of like a literary classic of our like modern era. And it's like, I've tried, man, I can't do it.
Well, have you ever picked up a book like, I like reading, well, no, I try to get into older literature, but have you ever picked up a book like Jane Austen's or Mary Shelley? Or even like the Bronte sisters. These are women that were from the early 1800s. Have you ever picked up their books?
Yeah.
Okay, what is their baseline of vocabulary that they use in those books? Would you, how advanced? Yeah,
pretty high. Okay. Compared to a modern book, yeah.
Now remember that modern women are told that women like them
are not allowed to have an education whatsoever. And no, they didn't have any formalized schooling, but that didn't mean that they weren't educated in their own
But
way.
they did.
Yes,
they
it was a
did.
different form. I know they did have their own education, but this is the baseline that they were capable of having. And it's far advanced than any other person here, than the average American.
So I agree with that. I think, and somebody, Smoking Spaceman, was trying to correct me in my chat that even writing and creating novels and such is technology. My point wasn't technology in general. My point was the advent of modern technology has reduced people's need to communicate effectively with one another because more and more tasks are being co-opted by something that isn't people, right? You're no longer having to communicate needs in a meaningful way because there's so many other tools to take that and do it for you. Also, we don't have the same imagination we once had. You could read through a novel and you would imagine the entirety of the world while reading that novel. Now, what happens is people watch movies and TV shows. Novels are too boring. They're not willing to go read that because they have to actually imagine it rather than just see colors on the screen.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, even with myself, I definitely read way less than I used to, and probably a lot of that is technology, or it's just
absolutely it is.
When it comes to that, it's one of those things where here's what's actually happening is that because of the fact that we have so many different varieties of technology around us, we do not give ourselves a moment to be bored. We are overstimulated, as in our children are overstimulated as well. Being able to be bored encourages us to explore our own environments, as in to explore our own imaginations as well. So now that we are living in a day and age that is always that is deliberately designed for us to consume 24/7 from the moment that we are born to the moment that we go to sleep, wake up, we're always consuming something. We never allow our minds to ever be bored about anything. Therefore, we're not able to explore creativity in general.
I don't know. I found Nirvana, so I don't know about you. I was able to meditate and find Nirvana, so
you found it. Where is it?
It's where you don't have to look at media all the time. You can clear your mind and be one with yourself. Home on the range. What?
Bradley has a PhD in literature, so he's a good person to ask about this.
Pretty good dick in books.
Did you learn to fly?
Yeah, I flew right into your booth.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
I thought I saw like this really weird looking ghoul thing floating around in there before I heard a pop, but
was he wearing a bucket hat?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You were in a balcony, not a booth. You were shot by someone named Booth. You were in a balcony, not a booth.
I think he was shot by someone named Boothany, actually.
It's a booth
in a balcony.
But yeah.
John Wilkes balcony.
I think you're actually right though, Glacier. I think there's this mass distraction at all times.
Bad spelling, Chatter King.
That's the other piece for me, is everything is constant distraction, and not just constant distraction, but a seeking to be distracted.
Yeah, I wish you had constant distraction.
It does go both ways. You in this day and age, you have to deliberately pull yourself back from anything that does distract you, and then take a moment to calm yourself down. But a lot of people don't seem to realize that just how much technology affects your stimuli. But I think it becomes more apparent if you pay attention to how children behave when you give them a phone and then take the phone away. When you let them watch TV for a couple of hours and then you tell them, okay, time to stop watching TV and do something else. For a child, they're already very emotional. So it ends up being a very extreme and very concentrated reaction because they're not used to the concept of being engaged in stimuli and then being removed from that stimuli.
I pull myself back when I'm getting fucked in the ass.
Do you?
See, Bradley is an iPad baby, and I don't mean he was one. I mean he is an iPad baby in the current moment.
I can believe that.
So hurry down the chimney tonight.
Well, that's why. I mean, that's why it starts with the parents to actually mitigate that, or just start with yourself, because you can only control yourself. Personally, that's why I don't really like the education system as it is, and will refuse to participate in it. Period.
What if you can't control yourself?
But I don't. Okay, wait. I don't. Maybe I'll be the one that. Actually, I think me and Abe disagreed on this before, if I recall, and I think I got way too hostile, if I also recall. But I'm less drunk now. That I don't think the education system itself, like in higher education, is bad. I think there is value in it, and I know. Yeah, I see the face you're making, Abe, and I probably know what Smoking Spaceman is typing right now in your chat. I understand, and also Doomrang, if you can hear me, your mother and me miss you. Please come home, okay? But beyond that, I think it's useful.
Hold on. I would say that the existence, if utilized correctly, is just fine. It's the fact that we have trended the way that we have and allowed the standards and the what would I call it? The mission of higher education has been lost. I think what happened is we opened to an ever increasing number of majors with zero usefulness to them. And there are definitely degrees out there that are important, right? You need brain surgeons, you need highly educated people to do these very specific specialized jobs. However, we don't need 500,000 women getting women's studies degrees because there's so many jobs for them out there. We don't need all these random ass degrees.
But I am, to be clear, I am talking about the useless degrees, and I would say there is value in the useless degrees. Now, there's also negative value too.
Confluence. How can there be value when you said that they're useless?
Well, because I'm using useless as kind of a bit of a
Then maybe you need to find a different term, because you're saying
I thought that was obvious.
Valuable,
I'm using it as a pejorative. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm using it as a pejorative.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't.
Codify it for me, then.
I mean, useless in like in a financial sense, in like a getting a job sense. I agree. There's some useless degrees out there.
I think they're detrimental.
There's another problem. All it does is put people in debt when they can't find a job.
That is a negative. I agree, it's a negative, but I would posit that there are positives. I did there.
Okay, so what positive can there be if you're starting your life off with a deficit?
Yeah.
Well, you're saying, how can there be a positive if I can name a negative? You named the negative. I agree, that's a negative, but there's also positives.
That's a massive negative.
It is, but it depends what school you go to. If you conservatives kind of blow this out of proportion. If you go to like some fancy pants school, no, you are. If you go to a fucking state school, it's not that expensive. If you stay at home and you stay in your hometown, which I know is not vogue amongst the American populace, but if you do and you go to like a state college, it's not that expensive. Okay, if you're going to like some like fancy university, you're going to spend a lot of money, of course, but that's not the only option to get like some liberal arts degree, right? You could just stay in your hometown.
Then let me ask you something, Confluence. So basically, I'm paying money to learn a skill, but what stops me from learning this skill outside of school? Why do I need to go into a school and put myself into debt for a skill that I cannot apply to society?
I have an answer.
I have another answer. You can learn a skill. You can learn a lot of skills without going to college. They're called BOCE skills, and the school is obligated to pay for you to learn these things up to a certain age. You can go to multiple BOCES courses, which I did. I've taken animal care and gotten a job. I've taken radio and television production and gotten a job. So, and those weren't college courses, but they hold a lot of weight.
I want to jump in to what
we live in an age, though, Confluence, where
now I can't remember what Glaciers just said.
You can literally be an autodidact in our modern era. There is enough information to go and seek out and learn a trade, right?
But I want to respond to that.
I'm not saying high skilled work.
I know.
Specifically, all these side things.
There's no BOCES course for surgeons.
So I want to separate one thing, because like if we're talking the goal of education is only to get you to make money or to do like a trade or a profession. If that is, which it didn't used to be, it didn't. So I don't want to see your head nodding like that, Abe. That's not what it used to be.
I don't see skills. That's my issue with the degrees I'm talking about. The people coming out aren't smarter for it. They're not a benefit to their own life or others' lives in a greater manner.
Okay,
they're
that's
not
fine.
better, deeper thinkers.
I'm just trying to lay the groundwork. I'm just trying to lay the groundwork right now. We're not just talking about something that leads to some better financial opportunity or some job goal, right? Like, so I just want. So I agree.
Why
there's stuff to do. First of all, again, we kind of overblow it because you don't Steelman saying he paid $100K for a BA.
This is how
but you don't have to. If you go to a local state college, you don't have to pay $100K for a BA.
Okay,
you fucking don't have to.
Wait.
Hold on. The majority of American people are in debt because they go into college.
Yeah.
People are just going into college.
Those people would be in debt anyway. Ever heard of Caleb Hammer's financial audit? Okay.
No, she's right though. There's literally a whole class of people within the United States at this point that are forever students. They're just going to keep going to college so long as they can keep drawing to go to college.
Right, because she said most people are in debt because of student. That's not true. That's not true. The majority of people are not in debt because of student loans. That's an absurd claim. That's just empirically not true.
Let me ask you this then, Confluence. What percentage of college students do you think, what level of college student, or what number, percentage-wise, of college students that don't get trade-specific or career-specific degrees come out intellectually better or knowing and understanding more than they did when they went in?
I think I would say the majority of them. The problem is it comes with
majority?
Like zero.
Yeah, zero. Okay, you guys are all so black pilled. You don't think anyone?
Hold on. No, confluence. Just hear me out.
I go there and party all fucking day.
How educated do you think I am?
I have no. I would say you haven't done any like formal education at a university level, but I think you're very smart.
Hey,
you would be right about that.
I've seen this on the internet. Let me judge it on this. Let me ask you one simple question. If you can answer this, it's fine. What is 25%? Was 25% of an hour? Yeah.
You mean 15?
15 minutes.
All right, good. All right. Then you're not an idiot.
We passed.
I was going to get him with this.
A lot of people would come with that question.
That's my big question.
But my point, Confluence, is that I can hold better conversations, like more interesting conversations with a lot of college educated people. Right now, a lot of college educated people are walking out mindlessly parroting talking points about communism without actually knowing the ramifications or history about it, because they're not being taught the actual history of communism. They're being taught dialectics of communism instead of actually the reality.
And there's even worse that's also entailed in what she's saying, because what happens is when these parroted paradigms and ideas are coming out of them, what's happened is they've disregarded chunks of reality, right? Like how the economic systems work in a capitalist society. Things like that just get disregarded. So there's a huge chunk that is left on the wayside in order to buy into the system. And I'm not saying this like the whole thing is screwed, but what I am saying is there's a majority of people that I meet that, because they have a degree, regardless of what the degree is in, they have some kind of, I'm intellectually superior than normal people. I'm more superior to them. But then they lack all these skills because they disregarded a bunch of stuff in lieu of some esoteric education.
I mean, I agree with that. Like, I agree with, I guess, with two things. I think that yeah, you can get a grandiose sense of self and think that you are better than the people that don't have these degrees and stuff, and that can lead down bad paths. And also, I think there's a bunch of like bad stuff that you learn in education that's just gonna like cuck your mind. But I also, to me, that still doesn't take away from the fact that there is good stuff. And I guess maybe you could argue that most people are just not going to be able to separate the wheat from the chaff, and they're just going to take the bad and not take any of the good, or take the good but take most of the bad, or just fall into one of those like two categories like that. I can see that.
But my thing is
zombies. I see you got. Give me one of these.
Something that pisses me
in the
off.
back chat. You got to give me one of these to join.
is that there are some people that go and didn't learn a certain trade, just went out there and they might have fucking partied and be so
Man, you
much
got an
in
Abe
debt.
What do
Dickus
I
hat
gotta
on.
do?
With
Sorry.
college,
No, you already did
they
it.
feel
You're
that
good.
they are. Oh, that's a great hat. But they feel that they are entitled to a great job because they are so much in debt, and they went. Oh, I went to college and did this and that. No, you need to learn a certain trade. If you didn't learn this trade, you're not fucking entitled to get a fucking job just because you lost so much fucking money and you're in debt. Fuck that. That's what pisses me off. That's all.
I love this.
Get off my
It
chest.
just
I'm
depends if it's a trade or not. Like trades are just a different like animal completely, I think.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
but
I
you
have a
get
job
more
that requires
benefits.
a trade, and I have some bitch that comes in that went to college and is in debt and did not learn a goddamn thing that has to do with my fucking work, and yet she just she thinks she's entitled to be above me, and they gave it to her.
Do you think,
Like,
Bradley?
part of,
Wait, can I, at the risk of triggering you, can I say something that might be triggering? Do you like if you like? Let's say you're hiring. Just say I don't know something not specific to a trade, but let's say you're hiring like an office manager, and you have a choice between someone, and maybe you're all gonna like say the opposite because I understand you're all like anti-academia, and so am I, but maybe not to the same amount. If you had someone who has like a bachelor or a master or a PhD, but it's in like English or something that doesn't really help anything, and they're going to be an office manager, so the candidates are pretty much equal. Would you not think, well, this at least shows that this shows something. This shows that they would write essays on time. This shows that they would go to class. This showed some level of stick to it withness.
No.
Is that a word?
No.
You wouldn't hire that person over the guy who doesn't have it.
Well,
Yeah.
No, because I don't have any
here's my
faith in
thing.
that system.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Yeah, I guess we just fundamentally disagree.
Here's the thing. Just hear me out.
I could go to this person and ask, how would I word this better? They would have better abilities that other people wouldn't. So yes, I would want to hire him more. Why wouldn't I?
Okay.
He's smarter. He has better abilities.
My thing about this confluence is the fact that people that go into college, they are not learning any practical skills. They're learning theories, but not anything that is practical. Right now,
That's what it used to be.
Hold on. I'm not finished. I'm not
though.
finished.
In the halcyon days that you come to
conflict.
so often.
No. In the past, it was still an elitist, it was still a group of elitists, but they were still being taught the humanities, and the humanities department is being pulled out, as in they were being classically educated as a part of college as well.
But what was the usefulness? If you took a theology degree or a philosophy degree back in the day, what was the usefulness? You could make the same argument then as you can now. What is your likely job prospects to get?
Let's wait, hold on. Wait a second. You have to take basics when you're going into your college education, right? You still have a layer of basic education within your degree, right? Confluence, you had to do that, right? You had to get credits in different chunks, right? Okay. The reason I don't have faith in this system is when I do talk to college grads, they often don't even have the base knowledge that they gained from the basics beneath the grander degree that they got. There's zero understanding within those topics, which tells me you actually didn't learn the things in college that you are claiming are all held within this degree you have. How can I trust?
I don't have you banned, Mel. Yeah, I can see you.
How can I trust that the greater portion of your degree also was learned if you didn't retain any of the basic?
Okay, but my answer, the thing
is, I'm gay.
Stupid people are going to be stupid even if you slap them with a college degree, right? That's the ugly truth of the matter. If
I'm gay.
You shouldn't slap them with a college degree if they're stupid.
Why are we letting stupid people into college?
Well, it's kind of a pay to win kind of grip. You know?
Okay, but that's the problem.
That's not exactly
college
true,
is supposed to be a center for the most elitist of minds. We're just letting anybody go in, and people are not getting out of anything out of it.
That is not true anymore.
If they have the money to go to college, that's one
I'm
thing.
trying to be gay.
Money shouldn't allow them to graduate. Your mind should allow you to graduate. They shouldn't be allowed to graduate and given anything if they're stupid. If you're stupid and you want to pay for college, you can go to college. But if you learn nothing because you're an idiot, then you fail college. You don't get anything.
Obviously, they're learning the things that they're
with.
expected to learn.
People who fail college, okay?
I don't know what that rate is.
I think probably
college is
a
gay.
large amount of people drop out of college. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay,
it's
but
not
the-
like
the
it's not like
pay-to-play
everyone who goes to
system is
college
failing.
survives it. But the point is that we have a lot of skilled labor nowadays. It takes a lot more than just on-the-job training, right?
Yeah. Well, you should
I mean,
be able to do
wait,
the job.
trades cover that. You want
No, they
to
don't.
skill? Yes, they do.
No, they
So
don't.
wait,
Yes, they
it's
do.
your wait, Alexander, is it your contention that you couldn't be some kind of apprentice and learn a lot of the jobs that would take college? That you couldn't have apprenticeships
Yes,
that
I would
teach the
say that's
person
probably true. Yeah.
one-on-one?
Yeah,
Really?
I would say that's probably true. Yeah.
Okay. I think that apprenticeships probably instill better skills, better knowledge base, better across the board than the college degree sitting in classrooms, drilling information that may or may not be used. And the person who's in the college classrooms doesn't know which portion is going to be used or not used. So they don't know what to keep or disregard while they're there.
Honestly,
$5. Oh yeah, we have Bradley in real life. He says // I'm just kidding. I will pull up the link though if I can load. You guys keep talking while I figure out how to do that. StreamYard hasn't figured that out yet.
no, he's right.
I mean, like, there's nothing cliche about what we're saying. This is what's actually
So-
happening right
You gotta
now.
be
The
experienced.
majority,
Hold on. If I can finish quick. So the problem is that there's a lot of different ways to do a lot of these things. It's not like even in the trades, there's different ways to accomplish certain things, right? But when you get to something like accounting degrees, legal degrees, degrees in information technology, these kinds of things, there's so many different tools and ways you can do things, and the different ways are needed for different
Am I
reasons.
really a fascist?
See, this is such bullshit. This is such. This is not cliche. This is not what we're talking about, Testy. This is not. Of course, this is true that other generations complain about other
Every
generations. This is not what we're
generation
talking
complains
about.
young adults. Yeah, they do.
But that's not the issue. That's not the issue. I'll give you your $5 worth. Get on panel, bro. Rip your freaking balls off.
I mean, like,
rip his
And you'll
balls
eat 'em
off.
too. You'll eat 'em as well.
You're trying to insinuate that college is
sorry, I have
essential
to rip your balls off.
to get ahead in society. I'm saying that
College is
people are walking out-
brainwashing.
Yeah, it is.
So
okay,
it's-
let me finish,
It's
please.
ass washing.
My point is that the majority of people who walk out of college do not even get a job within their own degree programs. So it begs the question, how useful is college if you could just jump into a trade that trains you on the job, pays you on the job, you don't have to get into debt, and depending on what kind of trade that you go into, you can actually have a lot of success in that trade and
Negative.
live quite comfortably.
Negative.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, hold on,
like
hold on.
trades
I mean,
like
I will say,
plumbing, trades like
I hate to
electrician,
hit you guys
trades
with
like
you.
truck,
I want to
like
slug.
trucking.
Hold on.
These
I
are
don't
essential
disagree
to
with you.
society.
I don't disagree with you completely, but the problem is that without learning the foundation, the fundamentals of the actual thing you're working with, right?
Okay,
the
but
theory
that's what
itself,
the trade school is for.
you will know the trade schools.
That's what the trade schools are
Do
for.
you guys know that? You guys know that, and I feel like you guys are going to deny
What is
this.
the difference between a
So you
trade
know-
school and a college?
Do you guys know that people with
No debt.
degrees, like bachelor degrees, make more money on average than people without bachelor degrees? Do we acknowledge that?
Yeah.
Sure,
That's
on
like
average, and that would be
statistically
because
true.
there's a requirement for bachelor's degrees in certain fields, right?
Okay, how about this? Is the guy that owns
Okay,
Amazon?
sure, but
I
that's
forget.
still a good idea.
That kind of changes the math, doesn't it? If it
Well,
was whoever has,
it doesn't change the prescription. If you're telling people not to go to college, but going to college makes it far more likely you're going to
That's-
make a higher wage.
That's an
I
assumption.
didn't tell anyone. I didn't
It's
tell
not an
anyone not
assumption,
to go to
that's
college. To be
empirics.
fair, I didn't tell
This is
anyone not to go to
empirical.
college. To be fair,
This is fact.
I said
saying
it
that-
is.
I'm
That's
saying
true.
that you
That's
have
true.
to justify the debt that you're walking
There's a
into.
lot of jobs you cannot.
Does Mark
qualify for without
Zuckerberg
degree.
have a bachelor's?
there's
He's
a
an
there's a
owner.
whole.
He wasn't like a fucking employee of someone.
There's-
He's an owner.
Well, there's also a secondary and tertiary level to this too. Like, for instance, when I was managing restaurants like over a decade ago, I had multiple employees beneath me that were college grads, but they couldn't find work because of their degrees, because they got a degree in whatever it was,
You know.
and they just couldn't get a job in that field. And I've seen that like Over
No, but
from that time till today, I've seen it over and over and over.
There's
and
also
over
a selection bias. You have to agree with that, right? Because the people,
What do you mean by
people you're,
bias?
because the people you're seeing in these environments then are obviously like they haven't made use of their college degree. They're not in you wouldn't be seeing them if they're in like some job that pays like $80K a year for their fucking dirt shit Bachelor of Arts degree, right? Like you're seeing these people because they're struggling and they have a degree and they can't find work and they're complaining about it. So like I spent all my Instagram and student loan debt, all this crap, right?
Why
that's a selection bias. That's not we have stats on this, right? And I understand what you're saying, Abe, that we hire people based on a degree, but then that means that prescriptively it's good advice to tell people then to go get higher education because statistically they're upping their odds of getting a better job.
Except for the fact that in a lot of those cases, there's like 100 jobs that are going to require that degree, and you've got 1,000 people going to college for it, and at the end of that you've got 900 out of work and the 100 who got the jobs.
No, but then that wouldn't
There's
bear
no
out in
balancing
stats.
effects.
Do you deny,
There's no
do you
balancing
deny the
effects for the
stats?
degrees.
Do you deny the stats?
No, I've already concurred.
I apologize, but I'm going to skedaddle on out of here. Y'all have a good night. Peace out, my brother.
Bradley.
Peace, Brad.
I guess I'm not sure exactly what you mean, because if you're saying like, 900 will not get the job and 100 will, but in the stats, if they make a higher salary on average, then obviously it's working for some reason or another.
That is on the assumption that they pass college. The next thing is trying to figure out a job that might be within their degree program, and only 20% actually manage to find a job within their degree program.
That's fine, but most of them make more money than people without the degree is what I'm saying.
But the majority of people fail out.
Hold on. I
well,
agree.
that's true.
Hold on. I agree.
So why
have
start
as many
with the
people
deficit?
go to college. You're not wrong. We should not have as many people go to college. It should not be like the first step for everyone, right?
Yeah. I mean, anyone who's going to drop out of college, then it would be better if they hadn't gone
than there were like 50 years ago.
But the system does not. But the system does not discourage people from going to college. It encourages everyone to go into college without planning.
Industry.
Well, there's also there's like a huge
for-profit industry,
right? But there's a prolific amount of information that people learn in college that could easily be learned outside of college. I'm not saying they don't need any college. What I am saying is there's a ton of stuff that could be learned absent the college. And if you could just go in and say, hey, I'm pretty proficient in this thing. Is there any way I could take a test to prove it? Boom. Okay, I have the credits because I have the knowledge. Not, I need to go take a whole bunch of classes because I don't know it, right? Like it's like a weird imbalance that exists. Like you have to go to the classes and do the classes to the end to get the credits for this thing, but you might be able to just go test out of that thing, and that's impossible in tons of things. Why is that the case? If you have the knowledge, if you could be an autodidact, you can literally train yourself in something fully. Why wouldn't you be able to go and prove that you have those skills and then go get the job?
Yeah,
I agree.
Mean, I see like
in
a lot of
fucking Cali, you can pass the bar. You don't even need a fucking legal degree or anything, right? You can just pass the bar and become a lawyer. You don't need a law degree at all in California. Which, I mean, I know everyone hates California, but that's kind of what you're saying, Abe, if you think about it. If you can pass the bar, then that's like good. If it's good enough for Suits, it's good enough for me. You know what I mean?
It's a massive imbalance, in my opinion.
It is a massive imbalance. I think like the majority of the degree programs that we have in college, they could probably be outfitted to be specialized trades rather than be in college to where it's just siphoning off of the public.
Yeah. So this is absolutely a true thing, right? Like college was designed for certain people doing certain kinds of work to go there and learn, or for people who are really rich to have fancy degrees to get doors open for them.
Yes, it was for elitism. A lot of it was for elitism, but there was actually a lot of there was academic vigor when it came to colleges. That's been removed entirely in this day and age.
No, I don't fully disagree with you on that at all.
So Smoking Spaceman brought up a good point in my chat, and I tend to agree with this, and it's something I was going to bring up earlier. The stats you brought up about like people with bachelors tend to earn a higher amount. That is true. My thing would be that in those cases, it's often the case that people that are high in ambition are going to drive to the end of their degree. And even if they couldn't get a job in the field that their degree is in, they still retain the ambition they originally had. More ambitious people are going to make more money in general.
I completely agree. I completely agree. It's a correlation. And yeah, it could be that there's a third factor, in this case, ambition, or it could be a number of things. And so I completely agree with that. So, that's fair, because then it could be terrible advice until people go to college, because maybe it's just, the same kind of people. If they applied themselves in a business or in a trade or in anything else, they would succeed in that. And maybe they succeed even more. So that's totally fair. I wouldn't disagree with that at all. All we have is a correlation.
But our what's the current issue right now is that we're being taught as a baseline as a society that you have to go into college to be successful, and when there is no principles of dissuading the public into finding a different profession that's outside of college. And we do have a very parasitic system within our own college that is not about academic vigor, but more so trying to push an ideology.
When I was graduating high school, I was told straight up that if I don't go to college, I don't do anything. I'm done. Every kid I know was told the same shit. You don't get a college degree, you don't have anything.
Did you get a college degree, Alex?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, hi, Paige.
And do you have a really high-paying job because of your college degree?
Hello, Steelman.
Yes, I do.
Interesting.
Just
funny how that works.
Why the fuck is Confluence always rage baiting me? What the fuck is wrong with you? If it's good enough for Suits,
I'm successful.
Good enough for me. If it's good enough for
Glad somebody listened to that.
Wait, that rage. Wait. That pissed you off?
TV show where the guy literally goes through criminal trials and almost gets put in. He does get put in jail, right? If it's good enough,
he does. Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That's what brought you up.
What the fuck is wrong?
I should have known this. I should have seen this coming like a mile away. Of course, you came up because
you
said something about law.
There and you nodded and you smiled and you just kind of glanced to the side, right? In Abe's case,
sure, why not, AVG?
That makes me so angry inside. I don't know.
I'm glad.
Do you even know what my job entails? Do you know, woman?
I don't know what your job entails.
It is a lot of
that's
work.
right. You're like not a lawyer. That's right.
I'm a lower court lawyer. Thank you very much.
She's still
$50,000 is the amount that I can remember.
Wait, are you actually a lawyer? You're like a fucking JD or whatever?
The best way to describe me is I'm a lower court lawyer, so I represent.
Are you a paralegal? That's not a lawyer.
Yeah, but where in my jurisdiction it is, so I can represent clients in administrative tribunals and small claims court up to $50,000.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, you had to get your degree for that, right?
I did. I have a 4-year degree. I have a bachelor's degree. And in fact, my company will only hire for my role if you have a degree. So
for paralegal, Confluence.
Paralegal.
Wait, what is that? Wait, why is that decided me? Why is that decided me?
Your Cali comment. She was raging about your Cali comment.
Yeah. She had to have a 4-year degree to do that job. And
I'm just saying, Callie, you can just pass the fucking bar, okay? I'm just saying that.
So
but that's the thing with what you guys are saying in some ways. It's like, even if you make the standards that, yes, you could do, you'd have to change each individual corporation or business, right? Because even California at a state level can make it so, hey, you could just pass the bar. Now you're a fucking lawyer or whatever. But it still doesn't mean a company's going to hire you. They still might be like, no, where's your fucking degree?
Well, the question would be, why are those...
We could say this a lot for
why are the standards there? Why are the standards set the way that they are?
Yeah.
Like by companies?
Why do we have? Why do we have?
Because if I was a company, to use the synecdoche, I guess, if you will, and you must, of California and how the lawyer stuff works there. If I was a company, I too would be like, I'm going to give preference to people who have law degrees, even though I know some random ass person can go and pull a Suits, okay, and just pass the bar. I still don't think I wouldn't prefer that over somebody who has actually gone through all the training, because I think something might be missing.
Hold on. So I work in IT,
right? I'm telling you right now.
And
I'll fucking pass the Cali bar and then we'll talk, Diane. Okay.
I have experience with with hiring people who
go ahead.
Don't
give it a shot.
I have experience with hiring people who are who are self-taught, who are autodidacts, as Abe said. They're really, really good at the things they do, but when it comes to writing a report or speaking to the CEO or talking to any of the actual stuff they're doing, they just don't have any clue what the fuck they're doing. It takes a long time for them to learn that process, and even then, they still don't get it. And then when they're missing some fundamental piece of knowledge, they don't even know that they're missing it. So they don't see the same things that everyone else would see from the start. There are really good reasons for college degrees. But
social skills aren't learned in college.
But it's more like there is some
business communication is learned in college.
There is an experiential aspect
couldn't that
to all
be
this.
learned outside of college?
Okay.
Like, couldn't somebody that?
But it's hard. It's hard to get like a First of all, it's hard to be a well-rounded autodidact, right? Like, it's really the good thing of a college is that it makes you, like, when I did my fucking stupid ass degree, it at least made me take stuff I wouldn't normally take. If I was just studying on my own, I'd probably just pick stuff I'm like really interested in. I wouldn't probably go out of my way to take stuff. There's some helpfulness in being forced to take stuff that you would otherwise just ignore because either it's not in your wheelhouse or you're not interested in it. In college, it's like you require those credits. So I wasn't really interested in like statistics. I don't really like that. I don't like going into the weeds on that, but I had to take a whole fucking ass 6 credit hour year-long course on it. Right. And I probably wouldn't have really done that. I might have half-assed it, but I had to do it. I had to pass the exams. I had to do all the fucking little shit.
It's a good thing you use it so often. It's a good thing you picked up the skill and you use it so often, right?
Well, you do when you do need to use it.
I think it has helped. I know you're saying that like kind of sarcastically, obviously, but I think it has helped, like, and not in a job sense, obviously, because my job is streaming and writing, but in like I do think that all those things have helped. I had to take a grammar class. I had to take a formal logic class. I think those things have benefited my day-to-day life and how I think and stuff.
Directly,
I truly do think that
to be directly
benefited. Like, I got a degree in my field in my second year of my degree,
AI,
and I've been
actually
working
find your gaps pretty easily. But
okay, yeah.
But are you going to have the perspicacity to stick to those gaps? And
most people won't.
Right. Like, if you are the perfect autodidact and you can discipline yourself super well,
grade you now without you having to go to college.
Yes, but you have to be. It's like the same thing. Like, you guys obviously know Jordan Peterson, right? He has like his Peterson Academy and stuff. And I love Jordan Peterson. I'm a big Jordan Peterson fan. I saw him live. Okay, it was a sublime experience, and it was one of his last tours that he did. It was truly. I fucking loved it. I was soaring out. It was incredible. But is Peterson Academy, I don't think it works. And the reason it doesn't work is because there's no one making you do these essays and these exams and all this stuff. It's all kind of self-guided. And the thing is, you can trick yourself. It's very easy for most people, myself included, to trick myself into just watching some lectures and thinking I know stuff. But with college, you don't have that option. You have to go to the exam. You have to write the essays. You have to do the assignments. You have to do the group projects. You have to do the labs. You have to do whatever. Yeah. So if you can be a perfect human and be a perfect autodidact, be perfectly dedicated, and as Alex is saying, use AI to find your gaps and fill in those gaps and do all that stuff, then yes, you could make use of something like the Peterson Academy or just the information online in general and get the same thing as you would in college to, like, besides maybe the experience part of it. But like, most people are not going to be able to do that. The vast majority of people are not like perfect autodidacts, I would say.
Hold on.
The vast majority shouldn't go to college either.
The problem you're not.
I'm talking about I would say you have to be like a 0.1% person to do like the full autodidact thing in the correct way.
So here's the problem, right? The biggest problem back then was that we didn't know what we didn't know. We had no clue what college even looked like before we stepped into it. Now you can see all that pretty damn easily, right? You can get a big part of the college experience from your house. So things have changed pretty drastictically since you went to college and I went to college, right?
Yeah, but even now, if I was to pick up a new, if I was to pick up a new thing, if I wanted to, let's say, do a degree in philosophy all of a sudden, I think my best path would be, and I like learning, I like being self-taught and stuff, but I think
so do I
But if I didn't care, let's say I didn't care about the degree and I just had two paths. One is me on my own studying philosophy, and one is actually going through college, taking the classes, being forced to write things, having somebody grade those things, and giving me feedback that maybe I don't like sometimes. I think that option where I go to the school would give me a better grasp of philosophy in this example than me just studying philosophy on my own. If you're the perfect human, I agree. There's enough information out there that theoretically you could do it. I just don't think the vast majority of people, myself included, are the kind of people that could possibly do that effectively.
But
so we were playing perfect.
But my point is that right now, college's academic vigor has dropped significantly low to the point where where a lot of college students are protesting over the idea of having to read multiple books or just even one book.
Yeah, but you
on
guys
top of that,
you guys are all like conservative.
I'm just saying,
but
the majority of academia is completely and 100% liberal, as in they grade
I know
kids who might be conservative.
I know, but not everything is gender studies, Glacier. Not every degree is gender studies. Yeah, it's also lesbian dance theory. Like if you did a philosophy degree,
no, she's talking about the liberal bent within college education, and if you spout any kind of conservative talking points within a class, you may actually detrimentally be weeded out because of it.
I went to a liberal freaking college. Yeah, it was fucking hell. There was so much nonsense. It was horrible.
Okay. So part of what I'm saying is that
then we go too far and we say that, the whole thing is going to be like crap. And if you did a philosophy degree, it's all going to be woke nonsense. It's all going to be like women's studies. It's all going to be critical race theory. And it's like, it's really not like that. It's not like that.
Confluence. I'm not trying to just say that, but here's the thing, like one huge aspect of college is that you're supposed to be engaging with critical thinking. You're supposed to be engaging with debate. That has been completely obsolete, and that's been proven by many of the conservatives that have come on to.
That's not true.
Then why is it that many of these college kids cannot articulate themselves whenever they talk
because
to
their
people
degrees
like Charlie Kirk, when it was people like Ben, like Charlie Kirk did not even have a degree.
I love Charlie Kirk.
Charlie Kirk
I love
did
what he
not
does.
have a degree, but they could not stand. They could not hold a conversation.
He's talking to like first year fucking freshmen. I mean, yeah, I understand. I would hope they would be better too. But they are like
professors confluence, and they couldn't even hold a candle to him.
I know, but the kind of professor
at like Cambridge and all kinds of stuff too. To be fair, like,
no, look, I'm not saying I'm definitely making the argument Charlie Kirk like picked like low. I'm just saying the type of people oftentimes were just like they're like 18-year-olds. They've been in like 1 or 2 semesters, and yes, college is paid to win in that way. You will get in with whatever. There is academic vigor. It just depends on what field you're taking. It depends on who your profs. Like you're saying, there's no critical thinking, but like I was in a very liberal thing about it was like the philosophy of religion, and like it was talking about like when is it okay to like murder people for your religion, and anyone could have any perspective at all. And there was a bunch of like critical thinking about like when is it okay to, and kind of the conversation we have on the panel, like is it ever justified what the Catholic Church did, what jihad is, what like there was no perspective. I mean, that was at least in that class. It's heavily professor dependent. I agree. But in that one, it was like you could kind of just go with whatever you felt like. And then I agree. There was other classes too. Like I took a family dynamics class, and holy shit. I mean, it was the most woke stuff ever. It was horrible. It just depends. It just depends what I say. Keelan, how's it going?
Hey, so like the point of undergraduate isn't to really learn things. It's to learn how to learn. It has nothing to do with like learning real facts in undergrad, because you don't really learn that much in undergrad.
I think that's a terrible take.
Then why don't your basics completely encompass parts that will help your job field specifically or your degree specifically? Because you could elaborate out into fields that are tangential to what you're seeking and get a better education, rather than getting a bunch of basics that have no tangential connections to the end result of your degree.
And then technically the humanities is supposed to be learning how to be a thinker, learning how to explore thought. But the humanities that are currently, humanities is being shut down all across many colleges right now. So much for that concept. It's dying out in colleges.
What college doesn't have humanities?
They're closing it down. I'm seeing
Can
a
you
number
name a
of.
single? Can you name a
I have
single
to find.
like
I will find you my.
college?
I will find.
That's
I will
not some
find
like
you.
weird rinky
I
dink.
will find you a college professor that is literally panicking and informing people that the humanities have been shutting down in multiple.
That's not what
colleges.
you said. I'm asking you to find me a college. That's not some like something that
know,
no one's ever heard of.
I'm sending you to somebody who knows better because he is a college professor.
That sounds like a dodge because you said there's so many. You just have to name one school and you'd prove me wrong. One school is just completely cut out the humanities.
Well, let me look it up then.
And not some rinky-dink college, to be clear, okay?
Why do you think what I said is crazy? Because like undergraduate isn't that difficult of material. It's not like things you couldn't learn on your own.
Well, I'm not saying it's too but if you take like I guess, and maybe if you're being more specific, but like you're in like math and stuff, right? Or you're learning math. Like when I took calculus, I was learning calculus. Like
I understand your perspective, but it's not about learning the calculus or learning the math. It's about learning how to learn the math and calculus, because like a professor trying to teach you math is kind of a bullshit gig. You have to learn most of that on your own.
But if that was true, then why isn't there more emphasis on things like how to learn, like the critical thinking side? Like
that's like the entire. So you brought up math, and like that's the entirety of a math degree is learning how to learn math.
Aren't you supposed to learn how to learn in elementary school and high? If you haven't learned that by high school, how the fuck are you even getting to college?
Look, they ain't teaching that in high school. I don't know what high school you went to.
You're hearing me. They're not teaching you basic. They don't even teaching you how to read.
If that was true, Keelan, then they should be teaching you formal logic, philosophy, a bunch of other things that will help enumerate to the things that you do learn in further education. Not
that's part of a math degree.
That's too abstract.
That's part of a math degree.
That's not. First of all, that's not. At least that wasn't true. I was majoring in math before I switched.
Sorry,
you did not have to learn any philosophy or critical thinking.
Wait. Who on the panel has a math degree?
That could be true at your school. That could be true at your school, Keelan. I'm still shocked. I mean, maybe if you can, obviously I don't want you to say your school, but in DMs, I'd be curious to see if it's actually like required to take like formal logic and critical thinking classes, like philosophy
so like the idiotic thing to say is like you need to know this stuff to learn math, and then assume that math professors don't teach this stuff. Like that's just stupid to think.
Okay, so it's not a required course then. So you're already backpedaling on what you just fucking said. It's not a required course. You're just saying it's in math that they just teach it alongside.
So your premise is these things aren't being taught. But how do you even prove that?
You just said you have to take classes on this.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you, Confluent.
You said I'm
talking to you, Keelan.
Keelan, you said that it's not the undergrad stuff is not to actually learn something, it's to teach you how to learn. I said then at that point, why wouldn't they just teach you things like formal logic and philosophy, which will enumerate the further education of the person, right? It will teach them how to think more effectively, how to be more critical in their thinking, how to learn more effectively. That's not what humanities are not humanities, but your undergrad is filled with. It's filled with filler generally. Like different things that aren't necessarily super important. Now, there may be base parts that are important to your overall degree, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that isn't necessary and probably isn't going to come up in the end result of your degree. And so why not fill it with things that actually make you better at learning then?
I mean, a math degree, in my experience, is full of those things that make you better at learning math.
Math? What about every other degree?
Math makes you better at learning everything else. Math literally makes you better at learning everything else.
You sound like Kirk right now.
Okay. Of logic. Math is a tangent of logic. How come kids are not learning about logic?
What? So you're saying math is a tangent of logic? You're not saying that math is a. So hold on.
How come we're not learning about logic?
What do you know about math?
It's just like the basics.
So you don't know anything about math?
No, I'm telling you that mathematics is connected to logic, as in logic was the baseline to creating mathematics. And nobody's learning about logic. We're learning about mathematics.
So you think that by learning about math, they're not learning about logic?
Yes.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Okay, so
What's
you
the three laws of logic, Keelan? I'm gonna pop quiz you. What's the three laws of logic? If you've learned it so much,
that's not learning about logic. That's like
so you don't know. So you don't know what? That's crazy.
That's not learning about logic. What the
if
fuck?
you don't know the three laws of logic,
what even is this? You're like, if you don't know this pop quiz, you don't know about logic. Like that's not what logic is.
That's a pretty baseline pop quiz for if we're talking about formal logic. Surely, Keelan. If we're talking about formal logic, that's pretty baseline, right?
So we're talking about memorizing shit and not actually knowing how to use logic, or what are we fucking talking about?
These rules govern reality. Like the baseline laws of logic govern how reality functions, and even mathematics must also live within those parameters. That is Confluence's point.
You're saying that
you guys are talking about logic in like in a different sense. Like math is logical, but that's not like studying logic, right? Like we can't conflate those two things. Those are like there's some semantic overload going on with that. I agree.
You literally you don't need to know. You don't need to know the laws of. You don't need to be able to name the laws of logic to be a logical or rational person.
No, but
sure.
Learning about logic is significantly more helpful to be rational and logical. It can be implemented throughout society, yet it's not taught as baseline education for children.
I don't think it's that important to know the
you don't think it's that important to learn how to be rational and logical.
Here's the issue. Understanding logic can help you think critically through almost everything in your life, right? So if you understand these things, you can then examine things in a philosophical manner and say, is that true or false? Is this possible or not? Is that thing actually what I think it is? All these things fall within that. So yeah, it's kind of like the baseline of critical thinking and human understanding.
Everything Podesta just put in chat is like a part of different parts of math. Like law of excluded middle just sounds like a part of set theory.
Because it's a part of logic, which was where
my fucking point is that you don't need to know the names of these things to be able to understand them.
Yes,
you just kind of vibe out logic, Keelan. Is that what you're saying?
It is a useful tool if people knew about it.
Sorry, Confluence, you think mathematics is vibing out logic? Like what?
I mean, it sounds like you're kind of saying I don't need to know formal logic. I just kind of get them on vibes. The law of excluded middle. Yeah, I think I just get that just based on reading the text. I think I already grok that. That's kind of what you're doing right now if you think about it.
It's such a weird detachment because like it's the under layer. Like mathematics existence and functionality exists as an upper layer above logic. Like logic's beneath that.
So here's the thing when it comes to like philosophy, how it was taught in the past is that before you can even touch to the ethics, you had to have an understanding of the metaphysics. And then when you had an understanding of the metaphysics, you studied the epistemology. The ethics was the very last thing that you are ever taught whenever studying philosophy. But when you go into colleges, they only focus on the ethics, but never touch epistemology or metaphysics.
Well, I mean, yeah, but in the end, none of that matters for the mathematics that he's talking about. But the
I'm
fact
saying,
that you
I'm
would
basically
have to,
saying that for logic in general, logic would be almost like epistemology, while math is considered to be an ethics of logic.
Okay, so math is an extension of logic, but Confluence, I guarantee that you could not do the proofs that I am capable of doing because you can't do the logic necessary for them.
I don't think we ever made that claim.
You had me in the first half. I couldn't do the proofs. It's not because of that. Like again,
I've
done Calc 1 and 2. The limits is not the logic. The limits is the maths part of it. That's what would fuck me up with like higher level proofs. It's just if you don't understand the math, you could be Brandon, you can know all logic in the world. If they give you like some proof that's really hard, you're not going to be able to do it. Like there's a large degree of math you have to know. And yeah, you have to have a logical brain. I'm not taking that away from you, Keelan.
But it would be so much easier to learn the logic from the point of view of math than it would be to learn the logic without math.
No, my issue with what you're saying here, Keelan, is that when you learn logic, like formal logic, you are learning the critical thinking beneath all these other things. It teaches you how to engage in meaningful thought that is true false value across the board. And then when you have that, and then you stack all other things over it, it amplifies your ability to function within them and understand them in a meaningful way.
Abe, I genuinely don't think we like truly disagree on this, because like I took a discrete math class in college that was basically computer logic. Like knowing math without the logic, or you get to learn the logic through the math. You might not know the names of specific theories within logic, but you get to know or understand the logic through the math.
But wouldn't it be more useful to actually know about the concepts that
why not start at the base of the pyramid, Keelan? Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't it
Okay,
be easy to
so
focus at the base
I feel like
instead of working
this conversation must have started with something about jobs. Like, go get a philosophy degree. Tell me what fucking job you get versus a math degree.
That's not
I'm not
even what I'm saying.
I'm not advocating for college.
I'm saying you made a claim at the beginning of this that all your undergrad is filler that's just teaching you how to learn. I said, if that is the case, then we should fill that with things that teach you how to be more effective at critical thinking and learning. Things like philosophy, things like logic.
We already do this. People might have bad programs that they're in, but this is already being done. And my point was confluence.
You ever talked to a math major about philosophy?
My point was against you, Confluence.
Why do you think that is?
My point was against you, Confluence, because you're asking me, why don't you start at the bottom of the fucking pyramid? Like, I'm not going to spend 6 years in fucking college going $60,000 in debt for this shit.
Not what I asked you. That's crazy that's what you think I suggested. I'm saying what Glacier was saying, and I think Abe, is that why not just have classes if what Abe said is true, right? If this is meant to teach us how to think, why not have actual designated critical thinking classes, formal logic classes? I'm not saying do 6 years of this. I'm just saying why not have these baseline things and then build upon that. There's so many fucking electives in all these fucking degrees anyway.
But
they already exist.
They're not required though. They exist as courses. They're not required. So I took a formal logic class. I took a critical thinking class, but I didn't have to. I just took them to fill elective slots.
Yeah, electives. Like you could. So the argument shouldn't be get rid of college. It should be redo the elective class process, because not everyone needs to focus on.
I don't think we should get rid of college. Obviously, I don't think that.
I'm not saying to get rid of college. I'm saying that college does not produce the results to substantiate its value.
You can't prove that. You can't prove that.
20% of the people who graduate from college are find jobs within their degree program. That means 80% of the people are outside of their degree programs, if they even have a job. Majority of the people who walk out of college are ending up in debt.
That doesn't prove your point whatsoever.
Again, Glacier, we already talked about how, and I understand that what Smoking Spaceman said that Abe relayed. But most people, even with liberal arts degrees, make more money than people with no college degrees. That's just boots on the ground, just empirics.
That is if you pass college. That's the important part.
Yes, if you do. So I agree. Yeah. So we shouldn't just say this as a blanket statement, because if you're going to go to college and you're going to drop out for one reason or another halfway through, then you just are in debt and you have no degree to show for it, and that's like the worst of all worlds. So you should probably be very careful.
Yes, but we're not being taught to be careful about this, and that's my problem.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It shouldn't just be a standard that everyone goes to college. The same way that Alex was saying this, right? That was just the thing that was just taught, right? Because I agree. There's going to be the dropout rate is pretty high.
I disagree. Like, sure, fucking redo the elective stuff and make sure people get these other classes that we deem important, but I think the baseline should be that everyone is getting a post-high school education.
But in like a trade school, Keelan, or do you mean like an undergraduate degree? Because I think we all agree that maybe there's like some value in like some trade or something else.
I don't really give a shit if people do trade schools, but there needs to be additional learning beyond high school so that people can function in society, even if it's just knowing how to vote correctly, so that they're not just voting based on the biggest WWE star who's ever ran for president.
So you're saying that people should have an additional education after high school?
Do you see the way academics vote, Keelan? Are you out of your freaking gourd right now?
I'm not saying make more academics.
You want to vote for fucking AOC? Are you fucking kidding me? This is the worst anti-college ad I've ever fucking heard.
I'm not saying make more academics. I'm saying like, so high school, maybe redo high school, or maybe kids can't even understand this, but there's political lessons that people need to learn before they should be able to vote, in my opinion. And it's not even like a specific political direction. It's just the political history of the country, which isn't generally taught in high school.
You're right. That's intentional.
That's like, it's so understated. All of your life skills basically aren't taught in school either. Like your ability to manage money, your ability to understand economics, most of that stuff is never taught to you either. So we could fill it all in with life skills in your high school years and then make college actually about careers, and we'd probably be better off.
Yeah,
I think college, so people should learn about careers, but I think we need to have more than careers, because your focus in life should not be what you're going to do to work. It should be beyond that, how you're going to improve your society outside of work.
Okay, so basically it's almost as if you're advocating for something along the lines like classical education, which was about producing people who were thinking and trying to figure out like what to do with their lives. It wasn't just about trying to find the right job. It was about it was basically about how to better yourself. It taught you how to think. Classical education did teach you how to think. And that was a part of the baseline education that was based upon how a child develops. We removed that entirely and replaced it with the Prussian model.
Did you say Prussian?
Yes, Prussian.
Yeah,
oh God!
The
you can't do this to me. You can't fucking do this to me.
Prussians. He fucking loves the Prussians.
Well,
the Prussian model, Glacier.
I'm sorry. Well, the Prussian model is the reason why we have so many stupid kids.
You can't say that to me. My family is descended from the Prussians.
One size fits all, Keelan. One size fits all.
What?
I'm just talking about how they structured the school system.
One size fits all.
The Prussians really fucked this one up, Keelan. Okay.
Oh,
you all get the same education throughout your schooling years, and you're only trained by the end of that to sit down, shut up, and do whatever you're told, and that's it. That's what you get.
But okay, so I don't mean to just skirt past that. Like, I'm kind of scatterbrained right now. I'm in Louisiana, but
why are you in Louisiana?
Does Louisiana make people scatterbrained, or I'm very confused.
Well, he's traveling, I suppose.
The tap water is bad.
Yeah, it's been the tap water. But
are you trying to find Rage Page?
No.
Isn't she in Louisiana?
No.
Talk her much?
Okay, now I'm way off topic. Genuinely, and I am super biased here, and I don't give a shit if I'm biased. I fucking love math. I think math is the best way to make rational people.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with you liking math, but not everyone is built with your brain. Some people find
against math
greater meaning in other things. That's my whole point. Like when you kept going back to mathematics, I think mathematics is fine. It's a great field and it's very important to all kinds of things, right? Physics, it needs math for sure. But I don't think it's the baseline of all things. Like if you're going to go and learn history and all of the ins and outs of history, mathematics is not the most important thing on your mind. And you're not going to use it all the time in greater extents.
Is this real, Testy?
I'm
Canada the most educated country in the entire world? How is that possible?
This is such bullshit. So China is eating our fucking ass right now. Their colleges, their education system, at least in certain parts of the society.
another strange claim.
The actual highest? That's so
Can I say something about that though? Confluence. Everything I see,
retarded.
Everything I see about Canada trends towards psychology in some way. Like everything. Every time I see like a Canadian celebrity, they're talking about something within the field of psychology. People need to this
Most
and
of
that.
us do have
And then when I see comedians, it's all about like personalities and psychology. Like everything I see from the Canadian sphere is psychology based. And I'm like, what is going on here? Is this like an attempt to trick the world and hypnotize them into believing there's something else to this?
Probably.
But China is eating our ass in science right now.
Wrong.
I mean, right now, China is having the majority of their students hyperfixate on science as a way of,
which is smart.
That it's as a way of bolstering technological advancements.
They're a technocracy, and they are eating our fucking ass right now.
Not really. They're dealing.
You're
struggling with
on that.
They're right now they're having to struggle with their own populace being completely demotivated from even trying to participate in society.
Well,
we have
a lot of degrees.
They're making bigger and better automatons and everything. Like they're eating our ass.
Well, so far they are not starting war.
Eating our ass.
Corrected statement.
Chinamen are always trying to eat my ass, man. It's crazy.
China is eating our ass right now.
Super gross, man.
I'm like growing more and more sick to my stomach every moment. And
what are you talking about? The Chinese are gonna plant a flag on the moon and kick ours over.
We did that like decades ago.
Allegedly.
Was it 69 or 50?
And even if we didn't, and it's impossible, then they're just going to fake the same shit. So either way, like, so what?
Yeah, we're going to establish a moon base up there, and they're going to eat our ass from the moon.
Okay, look.
It keeps
long distance ass eating.
Going. It just keeps going.
But no, I really, the one thing I really believe,
people.
The one thing I really believe is that if everyone had a much stronger math education, that the world would be much better.
Look, I don't disagree that some level of mathematical education is important for your society. I don't think it's the end all be all of.
It's not the end all be all for.
I think a robust theological education would be beneficial, Keelan. That's what I think.
Theology, I would say.
Theology might actually provide more boons.
Mel, you have to apologize to me before I'll let you on panel. I already was through this. You just have to say I'm sorry in the DMs. That's all you have to say.
I fucked up.
Theology, philosophy, and like civics would be great core baselines. And even if you're a non-believer or whatever, it would give you a greater understanding of societies around you and how they're functioning and why they function that way.
I'm totally okay with theology being taught in college, as long as we keep that strong science in there so that you get both flavors. You know, without the theology, with the theology, I don't give a shit.
Both flavors of what? Ass? That you keep wanting people to eat?
Yeah, the left side and the right side.
No.
Be disgusted if I make that joke.
You caught me at a bad time because I had an incident earlier, but
whoa.
I want you to apologize for what you that's all. Just the thing you specifically said on the panel. That's what I want. Are you apologizing for that? That was a line cross. I hate to do this on panel, but I'm just saying you can't.
I'm scatterbrained right now, but I'm trying to say, like, currently our society is in this throwing of reductive materialism where we're like everything goes down to a single particle. The Planck length is a real thing, and it's everywhere. It's the smallest thing. Blah blah blah. And we're missing that idealism, dualism, blah blah blah. And theology will get you into that, I guess. But I guess maybe you just skip the theology and do philosophy.
Well, you could just state that physics is important as well, like, right? Because you're still going to get a lot of that within physics. So say you added that to the baseline of education, right? You got physics, you've got philosophy, you've got theology, you've got civics. And then when you put all those things together, at least you have some baseline understanding of the things around you. And then from there, you could go, okay, well, they took civics, so let's give them some education in economics. So let's give them, because if people were more, if they had a better base in their educational toolbox, they could go into different areas of education and have a far better chance. But instead of that, what we're doing is like, we do such weird things in school. And then when people get out of high school, they have no idea what the world is.
We spend 4 fucking years in high school on the quadratic equation.
Yeah, it's not that helpful.
That's a 1 day lesson. And then you just move on to the cool shit.
And that's the other part too. When you're in school, there's not, everything's like paced at the teacher's pace for the whole of the class, right? But it would be better if once something clicked for someone, once something clicked for people, then they could move on to the next stuff. Because if they've got it, why are you going to dwell in that same lesson for however long? Maybe it's 4 weeks, maybe it's 2 weeks, but you got it first day and you have a complete understanding of it. You should be able to move on from that so that people could excel at the rate that they are capable of excelling at.
Honestly, there's like so much wrong with current school systems and how they're managed in general.
What if we just made it way more difficult and we just gave them more time? And we said, make it significantly more difficult, and the slow kids, they'll get as far as they'll get with teacher assistants, more or less, whatever. We need more teachers in that case, I guess.
Just make them college educated by the time they get out of high school, and we're set.
I mean,
we don't even fail people anymore, right? Like you can't even hold kids back.
Know that.
I mean, that's not a good system.
You cannot fail people.
What are the
Canada either? Something we both agree on, apparently.
What are the Germans doing?
Okay. You gotta get timed out, brother. What the fuck are you saying? Sorry.
Have the Germans fallen off, or are they still goated?
I know that they're dealing with a demographic collapse that is equal to being as bad as Japan.
But they had like this.
Oh, thanks, Testy.
They had this weird education system where they're like, I can't even explain it right now. I'm too.
You banned my alt account, Confluence.
So I wanted. I had a suggestion in chat.
I was thinking that until he said that.
But
for
kids who struggle with math, okay, yeah, and I can talk closer to my mic. For kids who struggle with math, maybe there's different ways to teach math, right? Like one of the ways I got really good at math without even trying was through coding, and I just liked doing web design and all this cool stuff you could do with web design, right? And I think a lot of kids who I knew who struggled with math were also the type of kids that are kind of like ADHD, but creative types who, if you could sit them down on a computer to do something kind of under their own creativity, they would find a way to do it. And so, a lot of them actually took programming in high school with me, it turned out, which was kind of fun. Made it a very fun class.
Mel, I say this not as someone who like rejects your pronouns, because I don't. I like she, her, whatever.
Well, I reject you as a person.
I would say to anyone who just said that, I'd say, brother. The way they teach math in like elementary, middle school, and high school is not real math. It's
Wait, are you referring to the old form or Common Core?
Common Core
for sure. Common Core
is one of the
for
most
sure.
Atrocious things that was introduced to the education system.
I don't know
so
why.
Again, when I learned programming, programming essentially taught me Common Core because it gets you to think about how number systems interact instead of just thinking about like you were complaining earlier, ironically, Glacier specifically, about being taught like one thing and repeating it, right? Common Core is the remedy to that. Common Core is getting you to think about one problem having multiple solutions or multiple paths to the solution. Common Core teaches kids how to think about math, not just to repeat it.
Mel, programming locks you into a specific number line. Like you can't really understand math that well if you're trapped on the real numbers. And it's not even the real numbers because you're restricted, right? You can't have a full irrational number in programming.
Well, that doesn't really matter because nobody's really computed anything with a fully irrational, like an infinite.
Have you heard of? Oh, you're gonna say we just blop
The only
off most
computer
of
for that is
pi.
reality itself, right? Like no
Yes.
simulation is ever a perfect simulacrum of reality itself. Nobody's ever claimed that. So I don't get why that would be a bad thing about math.
Are you saying that
But
we're
it's-
living in a simulation?
No.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Some.
good.
So again, right? Like if let's say you want to become an electrician, right? There's some complicated math there. But if you start with the most basic math, Ohm's law, then you have a basis through which you can learn everything else from there.
Or you just
And
take the
that's
trades,
pedagogy,
or
right?
You
You
just
start with the
or you
simplest
just take the
concepts.
trade school that the electrician has, and then you'll learn everything that you need to.
But you're still going to have to
Actually-
learn Ohm's law one way or another.
Okay,
if I'm
then
being
the
really
trade
fair,
electrician will teach you.
Yeah,
to
but
be fair, there's
we-
a lot of electrician programs that are specifically like training under someone as an apprentice.
So what do we
Like one of the
do with
best
kids? What do we do for kids who aren't ready to be in apprenticeship yet because that would be child labor, and who are ready to learn stuff, right? They're at least.
What are you talking
trying-
about?
Yeah, what
In
are
a-
you trying to propose?
An apprenticeship? How would an apprenticeship necessarily be as bad as like what we visualize child labor to be?
Well, it's learning through work, right?
How is that a bad thing? Like
Like okay, if I'm okay, let's say I have an apprentice, right? I get that that they've done.
like there are still farm kids out there, you know.
Good one, Soda.
I live in those communities where they
I mean-
have kids growing up on farms.
It is good for children to learn skills along the way.
I mean, in
be
the
fair.
But
past,
it's not good to
children would
meet. It's not
children would
good
start
to
trades
see
as early as
them.
12.
It's not good to see children as a means to an end, and that's how apprentices are supposed to be to their mentor.
No, that's how we're being treated right now in society.
Well, a goal of an apprentice
Sure,
is also
but
to
not in
apprentice
school,
the person,
necessarily.
hopefully, right? Like
Not
you're
in
teaching your
school, though.
child skills and
But
stuff,
sorry,
right?
can I just respond to Glacier? In school, children are not like when you
They're
fill out a
treated as a
test.
means to an end.
You're not
They're
doing
not
it for
even taught
corporation.
anything.
Well, they're just making taxpayers. That's
Like I said, Common Core teaches that flexibility that you're teaching
Common
them how
Core
to
doesn't
think about
teach you
math.
flexibility. My mother was a teacher.
Wait.
Common Core kept changing the foundation so that the child couldn't learn shit.
Wait,
It made
guys,
it more
I have,
Foundations
confusing
are
as
the
a
repeating that
process.
you're complaining about. So you got to
I
pick
have a
lane.
solution.
No, I'm
I have
not.
a solution. We're nearing the perfect solution, and I've just thought about it. So you know, if your parents do some profession, you should also do that profession. And then if you want to get married, your parents should arrange that too, because like, let's be honest, if we just had a line of plumbers all the way down, they'd be the best fucking plumbers.
I mean, you're not
Most kids
wrong.
don't start working for their parents
you
until
see
they're
how
like
things work.
12.
Yeah.
Except for farms. And let me tell you, kids learn a lot better through play, it turns out. That's why babies tend to play, because they're learning about the world around them.
I think babies learn better through forced labor. That's what I think.
Base.
I think
more
you're a fascist,
complicated than that.
Confluence.
I think
You
you
gotta
can
base.
gamify. I think you can gamify most things, but I don't necessarily agree that play is the best way to learn. I think it's
Play
one
might-
of the good ways to learn, but I don't think it's
For
the
babies,
best.
it's probably the best way to learn, but that's kind
Well,
of a
yeah,
tricky
because they
statement.
can't do
Yeah.
anything else, right?
That's
But
true.
hey,
That's
what
why
about
Mel
this
said
as like
kind of doesn't
as
make
like a
much
happy
sense.
medium? Play is probably the best way to introduce children to most concepts.
Well, here's the thing: kids learn when
I'd agree
kids
with that.
develop. When kids develop, they end up learning. They end up needing different learning styles so that they can get the most out of their education. The reason why I keep on harping about classical education is that it actually pays attention to how kids develop over time and then switch how it's done. So, like for an example, in the grammar part of their education, which is the very beginning, they already have little kids will already have an intuitive interest in songs, rhythms, and repetition. That's where you give them a lot of essential information and play it and teach them as a song. But when they start to get older, they start being taught logic.
Well,
I
and if
went
you look
through
at
song
early,
in
and stuff like
education. I don't know what you're talking about.
if you
I'm talking
look at
about classical education.
if you
But
look
we
at
still
early
do-
childhood development, what
Like
you see
half-
is if you
half-
could
more than half
wire
the panel, Podesta.
if you could wire learning into games the way that we were talking about earlier. You're creating a dopamine reaction for the learning that's entailed in the games, which actually seats the information faster. So it is a good way to teach, especially like 0 to 5, 0 to 6. And even beyond that, if you can still gamify it in some way, you're linking the reward centers in the brain to the learning of new information. So,
well,
here's my critique though about that concept.
The reason you see kids use play well into like the age of 10, 11, 12, 13 even, and further now that video games are a thing, is because cognitive flexibility doesn't necessarily mean that you can no longer learn from play. It just means you're going to diversify the ways that you learn from play. And so I would extend that age range beyond there to about 10, but you want to taper it off, right? Like you don't just want to cut it cold off, but that is kind of why we have high school and here it's like grade 6, 7, and 8 things start to change a bit, and then you're in high school.
That's because you're introducing self-discipline and things like that, which means that you have to suspend a bunch of things. You have to learn how to delay gratification, and you have to do all these different things, which takes self-discipline. And so you have to wean off of fun and games and say, okay, sometimes there's hard things that you got to do, and you have to force yourself to do those things, even if it's not fun, even if there's no inherent playfulness to it. So
right, so we agree. So I want to turn to Glacier for a second, because you mentioned that like teaching through song and music and stuff like that, those are good things. Not necessarily music theory, that can get pretty complicated, but we already do that. And so it's like you're saying that we should do class. I learned through song and like through kids shows, for example. Canadian television is really good at doing that.
That's not what I mean, though.
And I definitely had teachers who also use song. My French teacher did that.
Booty rocking everywhere.
They were teaching.
Not trying to learn beat our ass, Keelan.
They were teaching us French through songs all the way up to grade 8. So Glacier, can you name anything that they did in classical education they don't do now, that they unequivocally don't do now, and that just isn't your experience?
Everything.
That is so vague and ambiguous. I don't think you have any idea what you're talking about.
Because you don't have any understanding of what classic education is, especially when you try to keep on comparing it to Common Core.
I don't think that you can explain it in a way that either doesn't contradict itself, like I pointed out you doing earlier, or
I don't even know what you're trying. No, you keep on conflating what Common Core is to classical education as if they're the same. I just told you several times. Historically, they changed the fundamentals of how education was done and the reason behind why, and you are ignoring it.
So you want education that's more flexible and adaptable to children's needs, correct?
I
thought, okay. Well, again, your narrative is all over the place, because I could have sworn you said that earlier.
Mel, the thing is, I think you're confusing.
A better form of education, but right now,
I think you're hinging on like that. She's saying that we should teach kids how to think. And then, but you're kind of treating that as in there's like no rote memorization or anything like that allowed, and so that it would be better to have something that's not that. And so Common Core is a better system. Well, that seems like where you're going with why Common Core is better, because it's teaching you in some more like practical and like
it's teaching you the meta about math. It's teaching you how to think about math.
Right, but you're saying there's some contradiction with what Glacier is saying about that, but I don't think there is, because I don't think Glacier would deny
that we're not teaching kids how to think about things.
I know, but in a broad way, and you're looking at this one micro example, and it's like there's some things you just have to like memorize, right? There's some things you just have to.
And these are the two conditions I gave. Either it's something that contradicts itself, or it's something that we already do in education that she can't say we unequivocally don't do.
I just told you that we don't do it in education at all, as in the foundations of how it was taught.
But you're just saying that, but you don't teach kids. How would you know that? I've had experiences which directly contradict that. How is that possible?
I've been researching the history of education.
Obviously not very well, because I was taught French in grade 8 through a song. How come I was taught French throughout my entire childhood through song?
How much French do you know, Mel? Real talk.
Confluence. Did Mel apologize to me too?
There's one line.
I don't know. Mel, would you like to apologize to Keelan?
Je suis le dindon.
For the same thing that you apologized to me for.
Are you fluent in French?
I just said I don't trust Keelan. I guess I'll apologize to Keelan.
You racist son of a bitch.
Because it was mostly No, but yeah, Confluence. It was mostly because of your decisions on the channel. I guess Keelan caught a stray.
What are you talking about? You literally said my friend was underage and that I brought an underage woman on Confluence's panel.
I said I couldn't know for sure that you didn't.
That's not
do
really
that.
a stray. That's kind of like a fucking headshot.
I couldn't say I didn't know
what
for
about
sure.
my
Wait.
apology?
That's out of context. I said I couldn't know
it's
for
more
sure
like
that
a
you
gut
didn't do
shot.
that, and Confluence was a fool for trusting your word.
When I told you that he sent me the information to prove in private DMs, you said, I don't believe him. After I said, I literally,
because that's
he's
not due
proved
diligence
to
in this
me.
scenario.
So
the only
you're
way you can be
questioning his
absolutely
character?
sure, the only way you can be absolutely certain is when you ask somebody directly and they say, yes, I am over 18. Because
Oh yeah,
now
you're right.
you've done
That's
your due
absolutely
diligence.
certain, Mel.
Yeah,
You're
but
right. You're right.
Yeah, but what cause
That's
did you have to
absolutely
call him
certain.
out
That's all
and
I'm saying is
say
we
that
have
it was
my
the
position.
case?
My position is that we risk having minors running around here, and since most of us treat this as a dating site as well, I'm not firing any shots here, but some
What
people
the
do.
fuck are you talking
Things are
about?
getting
That's a
sketchy real
self-report.
quick.
That's a
What
fucking
the hell?
self-report.
And the red flags that set me over the edge was not you just doing that, but was when you asked and they did not give a clear yes or no answer. That's
They
when I
said
was
they
like,
were a fucking dentist, you dummy.
Because Keelan, I trust Keelan. If you don't trust
That's not a
Keelan,
yes or no
that's
answer.
fine. I trust Keelan.
Mel.
Keelan went to high school with this person, and Keelan's
Okay.
in his late 20s. That's enough for me, Mel. That's
Mel,
enough. If that's not enough for you, that's
she
fine.
said she's a fucking dentist, and you're like, I don't believe you.
I stand by my judgment that you did not do your due diligence.
What?
I am not going to apologize for the defamation of Confluence. I apologize for any defamation that may have come towards Keelan as a result of this.
Right, but
Because
But
you have allowed that
wait,
same definition.
are you taking
You
back
have
your
allowed-
apology?
No, I'm not done. Because you have allowed that same thing in chat. I did overreact, and I should have kept this in DMs. And I was,
Are you
I apologize for that.
apologizing for what you called
Wait.
me on live, or are you not apologizing?
We've already discussed this in chat.
At what point is it
so
your,
are you
your
or are you
job
not?
Confluence, have you not let Rude Mudcrab pedo jacket me in your chat? Yes or no? Because I know
I've
the answer
never
is yes.
I have never seen this. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I've seen Rude Mudcrab like a couple of times in my chat. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
I want to believe you, but the guy crashes out to the point where it's very hard to miss.
I've seen it. He's only been in my chat, I think, a couple of times, unless he's been in more, in which case I'm sorry for not seeing him, but
I want
I've
to
seen him a
believe
few
you,
times.
but
also, like, first of
hard
all,
to
yeah,
miss.
if you don't
whose
believe
job
that,
is
fine.
it to police
Also-
Confluence's channel?
Also, somebody
okay,
calling
okay.
me this, it's my panel. If you're gonna say something like that to me, that's
should've
not the
kept that in
same as
DM.
like, oh, if someone in my chat is calling, that's a separate thing, and that could be a serious thing too.
Well, no, I'm just saying
That-
if you have a double standard, then I don't feel bad for having a double standard as well, where I don't care if you get defamed for the same thing.
Do you care?
I'm not going to hold myself to a standard that you don't hold yourself to.
Yeah, but this is like you mindscaping it, and it's not reality.
It doesn't
Like
make a
nothing's
difference
actually
if you allow
happening.
it to happen to someone else in a chat. Honestly, like.
Okay, but so I guess, but you're saying you want to believe me, but you don't believe me.
I want to believe that you missed it, and so at the very least, if you can apologize for missing it, knowing that was out of your control, you're not taking any accountability for anything.
Apologize for calling me a pedophile.
You gotta let me finish. If you will apologize for that end of things, for missing it, and that you promise that if you see him doing that, you will at least time him out and show that it's not acceptable, then I will apologize for this right now and never do that again.
It's crazy that I have to end up in this Faustian bargain, but
I'm trying to be as
yeah,
reasonable with you as possible. Like I said, I want to believe you, dude.
I think that's a wild thing. You're saying I have to do that first. I think that's fucking crazy. But yeah, like because I truly did miss it, and yeah, I don't want people. This has happened before. People have said stuff. I don't think that's okay. So yeah, I'm sorry I missed this chat that you saw.
Okay, Confluence, I am genuinely sorry for pedo jacketing you then, because I was under the impression that you saw and I was mistaken. I should have confronted you about that in a better way.
No, he definitely saw it.
Oh, fuck you, Steelman. Stop trying to fucking agitate things. You fucking antagonist.
I appreciate the apology, Mel.
That's the mushrooms whispering into his ear like Terrence McKenna would talk about.
That's funny.
anyways, I'm glad I do like your panels. I do like the guests you have on. In fact, Abe, I want to know if you're interested in a video where somebody does like a 4-hour long deep dive into the history of Abe Lincoln. It's pretty nuanced, and you might be interested because he's a really good historian. I'll link it in private chat if you are. But you have good guests, and overall, I like your panels.
I appreciate that, and I think you contribute to the conversation, Mel. I do. Okay,
and I do think you're a decent person. That's why I want to. That's why I want to give you the benefit of the doubt here. I just, I'm surprised you didn't see it. But I do believe you at this point.
Mel, you're a fucking snake.
Okay.
Keelan, you love snakes though, so is that like are you complimenting Mel? Is this Riz? Is Mel right? And this is kind of like a dating sphere.
Mel, you are a shit stain on underwear.
Oh, Keelan doesn't like that, presumably. I mean, I don't know, but
it's hard to tell at the moment.
China's eating our ass, man. So I mean, I don't know.
Oh my
god. Or are we being reminded of this again?
Okay. Anyways, it's best that I leave unless I want some extra ambiance behind my voice. So I'm gonna grace you with my absence.
All right. Well, I'm glad we made peace. Mel.
At least
now you just gotta bring Stacy back.
Yeah, we can bring Eduardo, Stacy, the dude. We can bring all the people back.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like
speak your mind, Dave. Speak your mind.
It's probably not for the best.
Do it. Let the intrusive thoughts win.
Yes.
I feel like using. Oh man.
What?
I feel like you just got wrangled and controlled, hardcore, just now.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like you just got full blown manipulated into apologizing to somebody that you were demanding an apology from, and you only got the apology because you apologized first.
I know. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that. But it's one of those things where I'm thinking about it. It's like I think it's cucked that I have to fucking apologize first. But if I did miss it, that is something that I do feel bad about. On its own, in isolation.
You can't be responsible for another human being's behavior. Somebody else was being an asshole. Cool. They cannot have to do with that person. They could block that person. That's fine. It's not your responsibility
if I saw someone call Podesta something really untoward, right? I would time them out, or I would tell them to stop. There is lines where it's like when someone says something that I think it crosses a line, I will stop.
So you need to apologize for the behavior of somebody else because you didn't catch it and do something about it.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
You need to apologize for somebody else's behavior in order to get an apology from somebody's behavior towards you. Something you didn't do, you just apologized for in order to secure an apology for somebody who did something to you.
Confluence, I appreciate you taking the stance of forgiveness, but Mel is a fucking narcissist. I've said this in the past. There are just more and more examples of this happening.
I know that you didn't, man.
I mean, I agree, but it is
you just got dog walked into an apology.
I understand, but I don't know. I try.
Can I chill one book? Just one book.
Sure. In fact, name 10 books.
10 books. Well, let me start with one book. One book.
You can start with one book.
I would say something worth reading would be How to Read a Book, The Intelligent Guide of the classical.
Oh, but how do you read? That's a paradox. How do you read the book to find out how to read a book, right?
Well, do you know how to read a book?
No, that's why I'd be picking up that book, presumably, right?
Okay, then
if you think about it,
you can learn from this book together.
Holy shit, Confluence. Confluence, what the fuck was that? That's the gayest shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
I knew everything.
How much soy did you drink today, Confluence?
understand. I tried to pick the higher path.
How much soju do you drink?
I tried to pick the higher path. Okay, make peace. Try to build bridges.
You didn't make peace. You just jerked someone off on stream. It was gay as fuck.
It's pretty much what Stacy did.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like I understand the elder. I said that. I understand. I get the cuckoldry of it all. I understand, but
the thing that bugs me more than that, Confluence, is you have some training in psychology. You should have seen through all of the manipulation that just hit you.
I see the manipulation. I'm not unaware. Okay, for everyone watching. Okay, I'm aware, but I still think there's like maybe a good path to take, and there's maybe a more like stubborn path to take, which is a totally reasonable path to take too. Not even stubborn in a bad way, just kind of like I don't want to deal with this shit. But I was thinking in my mind, if this was anybody, if someone's like, hey, this was said in the chat, this person was calling me this, and and you didn't see it, I probably would. And now if they demanded it, I understand, especially in exchange, all that shit's gay. But if somebody was just like, hey, yeah, you missed this thing, and someone was really saying this like awful stuff about me, it's not true, I would be like, oh, sorry, I missed it. Like if anyone that's in my chat said this, and I would say the same thing, I would apologize to them. So I'm trying to think beyond the manipulation, is this something that I would just be like, hey, yeah, sorry, I missed it. I don't want to have an environment where people are like calling each other really bad things.
Well, now Confluence, you owe me an apology for being fake and gay.
I'm not going to do that because I'm not fake nor gay. How dare you? I'm just Canadian, and that's fine because I'm mostly American. Okay,
Canada's fake and gay, so
that's true. See, I've been saying it.
Gay. You did get me there. Okay,
so tangentially, you're fake and gay.
No, pause. No,
you're in a place that's fake and gay, and you just did something that's fake and gay. So,
look, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's better to try to build bridges, even if you end up being even if you have to, I don't know.
Even if you end up being a little fake and gay?
It's not, I don't know if it's fake and gay. Like I said, I tried to dichotomize it in the moment, okay? Would I apologize if this wasn't someone that had done the X, Y, and Z and I was making these demands? Would I just apologize for this thing? And I would apologize for this thing.
Hey.
If Testy said it, if Podesta said it, if any of you guys said it, that I missed this thing, I'd be like, oh, sorry about that. If I would have saw it, I would have timed the person. I would have told them not to say this because I don't want like weird allegations in my chat. I would have apologized.
I take issue with what Mel just said in chat. She said she out-Canadianed you. That's bullshit. That doesn't make any fucking sense. A Canadian would not be like, oh, conditionally apologize to me, and I will conditionally apologize to you. No, you out-Canadianed her, that fucker. You said, I'm sorry for something that you shouldn't be sorry about. Can you apologize to me now and we'll be good?
Are you trying to call me fake and gay, Keelan? Is that what you're trying to call me?
I think you owe all of us an apology for being fake and gay now.
Yeah. You kind of hurt
and I'm
me
dichotomizing it. And would I apologize for that normally? No, I would not. So therefore, I'm not going to apologize for it now. I'm consistent, okay?
No, so now you stand on
about it. If you think about it.
Well, you definitely owe an apology.
So about that apology,
you do.
I don't think I do. I'll apologize for a lot of things.
Take a vote. Okay? We could take a vote. I bet you chat agrees.
I noticed you keep saying I'm not fake, but you're not saying the second part, which is concerning to me.
The second thing I have an issue with is that like the way Mel apologized was like giving excuses for why she shouldn't have to apologize and saying, oh, I'll apologize anyway. It's not a fucking apology.
But that's the best apology you're ever going to get from Mel. So I'm also, maybe that's a soft bigotry of low expectations, but I know Mel's never going to be like, look, Confluence, I'm truly sorry. I shouldn't have done this. That's never going to happen. And even Mel knows that's never going to happen. I don't think that's insulting. It's never going to happen. Right. So, I mean, there has to be some like, yeah, I mean, from what I know of Mel, I think that's not going to happen. So this was Mel apologizing in her own way, if you think about it.
No.
Probably the best apology Mel's ever done in her entire life. Okay, let's be honest.
I'm gonna throw you a bone. If there's an ultimatum to get an apology, it's not an apology.
Pretty much.
I mean, I don't disagree. But Mel already apologized in chat, then kind of walked it back a little bit on panel. So, that's just
get on panel.
She only fucking apologized to get something.
How much fucking coke do I have to listen to right now? Are you fucking serious right now?
Apparently, Everett is against
this. Is the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life. This is the gayest shit that's happened in like several months. Every time I come to your channel, something gay happens. This is the gayest thing that's happened in a long time. Get control of your shit.
Now you're eating ass, Confluence.
Yeah. I can't.
Am I eating China's ass or
no?
What?
You just ate Mel's ass.
No, you're. Yeah,
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, man.
Too late.
Don't say that.
It just happened. It just happened.
Too late.
I'm just trying to do right or whatever. I don't fucking know, man. I don't like having beef with people.
What's right, Confluence?
Oh God.
Which one? Track of what we were supposed to be doing.
What's right?
What was the purpose of this? Like it's to watch a debate. That's right. It was to watch a debate.
I'm too busy choking. Jesus.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for choking. Just kidding. I'm not sorry. You know what?
You already said it. Too late.
You already said
you
sorry.
already said it.
Fuck, apologies
I got my apology.
Sorry.
I got my apology.
It's already too late.
And guess what? I didn't have to apologize to get the apology from you.
Well, that's true. You metagamed even harder than Mel was. But surely you get that. I understand Mel is, maybe, Mel's not like my closest friend, let's say. We're not enemies, but we're not like, but we were friendly before, she did the whole untoward stuff. But if somebody, right, if a friend, have you ever had a friend come to you, now maybe not in an exact quid pro quo apology style that Mel did, but where they want you to apologize for, you don't really think necessarily you did something wrong, but somehow they're hurt and you're like, okay, yeah, maybe there's something I could have done better here. And so you're like, yeah, this is something they're like, if they're actually hurt by this,
if I legitimately did something wrong in my actions, then I would apologize. But if I did nothing wrong in my actions, somebody else did something, I'm not apologizing for them to secure an apology from the person who did something wrong to me. That's ridiculous.
I wouldn't say I did it to secure an apology, though.
Yes, because at that point, then you are now responsible for anyone's behavior at any time that somebody found offensive or wrong towards them. And you now have to be responsible for them and apologize on their behalf.
No, but this is something that if I saw it, this is something that I would say, this is not okay.
You wouldn't say sorry. You would say stop it, or you would time the person out, but you wouldn't be apologizing for somebody's
No, but the sorry thing would be if I missed it or didn't deal with it or something like that. That would be when it's like, okay, yeah, no, I wasn't like watching. I have some responsibility.
Sorry. How? You're sorry that you weren't actively watching to protect people in your chat.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So wait, you're apologizing.
It's not like I have like a really fast moving chat, right?
Confluence.
You get what I'm saying?
This is really sad. Unfortunately, you are not grounded.
Okay, in what way?
You're not grounded. That's all.
I feel like you need to say more.
I don't think more is going to help.
Okay. Very helpful. Very good feedback, Abe. I'm just giving you my point of view.
I'm going to need to see some really fantastic backflippery from you. Otherwise, I don't know, man.
I feel like I explained my position pretty clear.
Yeah, but it's stupid.
That's fine, and I understand. I get, like, I agree with you in the majority of the case. I agree an apology for an apology is stupid. I agree Mel's being manipulative. I agree with all that stuff. I'm just saying, you can at least get my point of view. I do believe that if I dichotomize it, if someone came to me, if Keelan came to me and he's like, someone was saying something really nasty in the chat, you didn't say anything, I would say, sorry, bro, I missed it. I didn't catch it. I would apologize.
No, because Keelan wouldn't do that. Keelan would come to you and be like, hey, this mofo said some bullshit. You need to watch for them and maybe ban them next time. He wouldn't be asking you for an apology.
I wouldn't do either of those things. I would tell Confluence this effing C word in the chat is a piece of, and that would be that.
But if you did say, hey, I thought you saw this and you didn't stop it. I felt like I was attacked. I would apologize if he wanted me to. I'm not saying he would want me to, but if he did, I would be like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, but what self-respecting person is going to come up here and tell you need to apologize because somebody insulted them in the chat?
I understand that. I'm trying to dichotomize those things and just say this situation on its own. Would I apologize? Apart from the manipulation, apart from the quid pro quo, apart from all that.
I have a question for Glacier. I would like to say this real quick, and then I got to go. I'm sleepy. But I would like to say how I love how this actually unified Confluence's chat for once, that Confluence is actually being retarded right now. It's really great. All the left and right is united at once, all at once, just to call Confluence stupid for doing this. It's great.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't believe you.
Should I have demanded an apology from Mel?
I complimented your haircut and I take it back now.
How dare you?
Hey, Glacier, what do you think about Kanye West?
I don't care about him.
Why?
Why should I give a shit about him?
Like, do you not care about who he is now or who he has ever been?
I don't give a shit. I never listened to his music.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Graduation, one of the fucking best rap albums of all time. Okay,
you're making an assumption that I like rap.
No,
yeah, Keelan's like half black, so he's allowed to do that.
What are you talking about? No, I did not make the assumption she likes rap.
No,
She's saying some shit that
Confluence.
Kanye West would say about education.
I didn't say anything.
I'm talking about Confluence. I don't know what Kanye West said about education. I don't follow celebrities as a baseline.
He just has esoteric takes.
He has very crazy esoteric takes.
But Confluence, you just assume everyone listens to rap or what?
Yes, he does. He thinks it's the most. He thinks it's the most prolific music style.
It's gone to waste.
Prolific isn't a good thing, you know.
I mean, it's gone to waste. It's just like the majority of black people that do rap just do gangster rap.
Old Kanye was good. Old Kanye, again, Graduation. Incredible album.
I
don't even know what you're talking about.
I don't listen to Kanye.
You don't listen
West.
to. That's crazy.
I
That's crazy.
listen to banjo. Okay.
Like Confluence. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you.
He makes good music. I don't think he's like a good rapper.
The majority of the music that I listen to is alternative, rock, and metal.
Do you ever listen to AFI?
AFI sounds familiar.
Listen to alternative and don't even know AFI is. Terrible times.
That's also like 20 years ago. Confluence.
Hey, they're still pumping out bangers.
AFI was like
a few years back.
20 years ago, dude.
AFI is
still on tour.
Look, listen. You're kind of showing your age. So not only I'm starting to lose faith in you.
They're still making music.
I'm really starting to lose faith.
I probably heard a couple of their songs, but like a couple of the bands that I listen to more regularly, I like 21 Pilots and I like AJR. I can listen to them.
I
don't care.
AJR.
I don't care what anybody has to say.
I was more shocked by the 21 Pilots. I mean, they're fine.
What are you talking? 21 Pilots is good, but AJR is controversial.
Yeah, no fucking shit. No fucking shit. I still love AJR. I also like Sleep Token.
I'm gonna go fall in a dark hole.
Abe's lost all respect for me and my panel.
That was too much for you, Abe?
No, I mean,
Abe's still thinking about me and how much I've disappointed him.
I am. I'm so.
For a second. Holy shit. Okay.
What makes you feel any better, Abe? I'm sorry,
mildly jealous of you, Edgelord. Mildly jealous of you. But yeah, no.
You know, AJR is better than Radiohead.
Sure.
See, Steelman's proud of me. There we go. The one guy who understands my point of view. Okay.
Maybe you should go on a vision quest and eat some mushrooms with him, Confluence.
Maybe I should.
You can add to your emotional repertoire.
By the way, I was kidding about the Radiohead thing. Like, that was awful of me to say that AJR is better than Radiohead.
I knew you felt the need to correct that, Keelan. That's how well I know you. You couldn't just let that go because there is the chance that someone took you seriously and you had to correct it. Okay. How is that not more cuck than me? Okay. Can we all get mad at Keelan for that for a second?
No.
That's got to be worse than what I did.
No, because this is a music preference and a joke about a music preference. Yours is a real world event.
Yeah.
And even Testy is saying,
that will have ramifications. That will have ramifications.
Listen, if you were dating a woman and she was sitting next to you and that all just happened, she is drier than she will ever be, and she is not staying there tonight.
I'm not trying to fuck Mel. Abe.
I said if you had a girlfriend and she was in the room with you. I said if you had a girlfriend and she was in the room with you.
Yeah, I'm going to behave probably different. First of all, if my girlfriend called me a pedophile, that'd be concerning.
Oh my gosh.
I'm saying if you had a girlfriend and she was sitting in that room with you and witnessed that whole event,
maybe that would make sense. But
witnessed that whole event,
that would have been too ridiculous.
She would have looked at you and went, "Yep, I'm out for now. Peace."
Glacier, you have to listen. You have to listen to Radiohead if you haven't.
I mean, I've listened to some of Radiohead songs. I'm pretty sure.
There's kind of a deep cut called Creep. Have you ever heard that song? Not many people know it.
Creep is like the song they regret.
It was one of their
song
best
is like Creep is like the song that nobody forgets.
Actually, there's a really good cover of Creep that I like listening to.
I don't have an issue with Creep, but Radiohead hates Creep.
Oh, it's too bad. Radiohead produced Creep, and now everybody. Yeah. It's like Imagine Dragon in its time, or Radioactive.
Imagine Dragons.
Yes, Imagine Dragons and the songs "It's Time" and "Radioactive."
Shit.
Those two songs have been overplayed. The moment that I heard them, after a while, I couldn't listen to it for years.
Or like the Killers with Mr. Brightside.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
I just doxed myself.
Don't do that.
So I said dragons, and then right after she says dragons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Revealing your Midwesternness.
Learn to pronounce words the correct way.
Abe, what general region of the United States or Canada are you from?
I bet you can't guess.
You give me you could be like one of those North Dakotans.
I was gonna say North Dakota too.
No.
No, wait, no, actually, no. That's
you
I'm probably
know.
cheating. Montana, right? Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't have a Minnesota or a North Dakota accent, right? I don't say North Dakota. I'm kind of mostly devoid of accent, honestly.
But your vibe is low key Fargo coded. It's true. That's true.
I don't even know what kind of.
I don't know what it is exactly, but
call what I have.
Boston.
You think my accent's Boston?
Boston.
She's probably in Texas or something.
Actually, I live down south. A bit too far south, Abe. But I do live south.
North Carolina.
Well, no. That's too far west now.
Kentucky.
That's still a little bit too far west.
It's probably Arizona or
oh my god, it's Tennessee.
That's too far east, Abe.
Louisiana.
Holy.
No, she doesn't have a Louisiana accent.
She's just a Midwest girl.
Confluence is actually the closest so far with Louisiana.
She's just a Midwest girl.
Arkansas?
No. Oh, wow. Okay, now you're the closest.
It's Oklahoma, isn't it?
Yep.
That's fucking crazy. I've never talked to anyone from Oklahoma in my life.
I don't know if I have either. Not since that guy that did that untoward stuff in like the 80s. Good to see you, Emmett.
Look, it's a wild Emmett has appeared.
Emmett, don't listen to what anyone tells you about what happened on this panel tonight. They're all going to lie to you. They're going to gaslight you. Just be prepared for that. Okay.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Now we can.
Okay, so yeah, I said dark inside, but nobody could hear me. That's fine.
How's it going, Emmett?
Okay.
It's going good. How are you guys doing?
Going great.
It's going.
I've been thinking about you, Emmett.
I know you have. I want to congratulate both of you, Confluence and Glacier, especially
okay, I'm beating
because
the shit out
of
you, Emmett.
Especially because I got my invite to the wedding, and I'm really happy.
Oh my gosh, I'm burning you, Emmett.
Save the date. Okay.
Confluence is not allowed to date black women.
I
what?
want
How
to
dare
know,
you? I don't know your anti-miscegenation, Keelan. That's crazy. Crazy mask off moment.
I said just you.
Crazy mask off moment, brother. That's crazy.
Just you.
Can I get a +1? Just asking for a friend. Just being sure.
There's no.
Okay. We'll talk about it, Glacier. I think we could maybe get a +1 for Emmett.
No, not after that display, Confluence. Not after that display.
I think everyone's getting burned in effigy for this.
So what happened today that's supposed to be so mean or awful or whatever?
Confluence got cucked.
Wait, I'm confused. So is Glacier not too young for you?
Yes, she is.
For me or for Emmett or for
you, buddy?
No, why would Glacier be too young for me? Glacier's like, I think, late 20s.
That's too young for you.
That's not too. How old do you think I am, Keelan? Settle down.
34.
You're close.
Why is late 20s too young for 34?
Yeah, why would late 20s be too young for everyone 34?
That's weird. That's a weird take.
That is a bit weird.
That's like a
late 20s, 34.
What's wrong with you, Keelan?
It has to deal with different stages of life.
Nope.
Really.
Wrong.
You know how much Arrested Development I have, Keelan? I'm sorry.
Confluence is in his depressed dad era. And
Confluence is still in his
wow.
Era.
I'm like perpetually in my early 20s, like mentally and socially. Okay, so
Glacier seems to still be having fun with life.
Oh my!
I'm having fun with life. I'm gonna buy some rosé tomorrow. I was gonna say gay all the time, but not in that way. I have fun all the time.
Dad scenario you're talking about. Maybe he'd have a car, but
that's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about with the Arrested Development. I should be dating like freaking 18-year-olds, Keelan. I have like no car. I live in a Taiwanese family's basement. I'm like,
He said he'd date an 18-year-old. That means, oh my God. Someone
I'm not
getting
saying
out.
I would, but I'm just saying that that's probably like my,
his
stage
age.
of mental maturity. Yeah.
What's your physical age?
I went on a date with a freaking 20-year-old last year, Keelan. There's nothing wrong with that.
14-year age gap?
What does it matter, dude?
What does it matter?
Back in the day.
It's 2026, Keelan.
No, don't you say back in the day.
That's not really fair.
Back in the day,
that's total bullshit. You talk to all the grandparents, there's like 10-year plus age gaps all over the place.
Yeah.
Grandparents back in the day.
Yeah, my mom was 16 when my dad met her.
What?
She was 16
and she was
when
too
my dad
old.
met her.
I thought you said she was 60, and I'm like, what the hell?
She's like Benjamin.
So how did she have you? How did she even have you?
I don't fucking know. She ages backwards. She's getting down to her like 10s now. So
we have the Benjamin Button thing.
Benjamin Button.
Yep.
Sucks to be her.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma is a sad state.
Confluence. Don't let them give you so much shit.
I know. Thank you, Alex. Thank you.
Glacier, I went to Oklahoma City and I was put up in the creepiest hotel I've ever been in my life.
Oh, I've never been to Oklahoma
You
City.
should never go to Oklahoma City.
Oh
Never.
Wait, have you
Oh,
lived in
God.
Oklahoma your whole life? You've never been to Oklahoma City? How's that possible?
Wait, whoa. Why are you saying that I lived in Oklahoma City all my life? I never said that.
No, he said you
I don't
lived
know
in
where.
Oklahoma. all your life.
Well, then where are you?
Oklahoma,
Where are you from?
Where am I from? So where have I lived the longest?
Like, where were you born? Let's start there. Start at the beginning, go to the end, and then stop.
Okay.
Are these first state questions?
I was born in
plantation?
Queens, New York, but I never lived in Queens, New York. I spent the majority of my life, as in like 10 plus years, in Florida. But I've been hopping around a couple of years before I settled in Oklahoma.
Was it the Queens, New York plantation?
Military parents, by chance?
Here's the funny thing. My mom was in the military, but she left the military when I was about 4 years old. But I did have a surrogate father who was actively in the military, but we never lived under the same roof. He usually just showed up during a lot of the major milestones and graduations, as well as got to take a lot of summer trips with him.
Oh, great. Family drama.
That sucks.
I also have daddy issues.
I can pull off a Georgia cracker because I usually went to.
How come you can call me slurs? That's crazy.
I have all the
Georgia
I have
cracker
all of them.
is a dialect, sir.
Anyway,
about those plantation jokes, that Emmett.
Yes, I know. Listen. At least you were born in a plantation. I was born in a rancho con la abuela. It's fine. Everybody knows it. Yeah, it's the way it goes. But by the way, it actually happened. I'm from a small town in Mexico, so I was actually born in a rancho in Mexico.
Nice.
Okay, I don't know.
Was it a barn? A manger?
No, we did have, we did have like clinics and shit. But then we have the Basilica, which is a place with the Virgin, because it's Catholic and shit. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. It was the nicest building in the whole town. It was the church, to be fair.
If Abraham Lincoln was alive today, he would live in Montana for sure.
What makes you say that?
I feel that too. I don't know if it's just because of Abe Dinkus that was the problem.
Yeah,
but
I know.
Check out.
I know of an Abe Dinkus who lives in Montana, and he does have the hat
and the beard.
If Abraham Lincoln was alive today, the kingdom of the United States would probably be up and running. I'm gonna go ahead.
We're getting there.
And I gotta go, but yeah, I just had to come by. Say thank you to both you, Confluence, and to you, Glacier, for the invite. It's very nice.
Save the date, remember? Yep.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So yeah,
check the registry, get us a good gift, etc.
Before you go,
I'm so glad. Oh, sorry.
Who are you going to beat up?
Who am I going to beat up? Nobody.
Yeah, who are you on your way to beat up now?
Nobody.
Are you sure?
I mean,
okay.
I
was just
did a
checking.
diss track on re-exam because I think his bitch made, but other than that, no.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to pass
just
out.
checking.
Yeah,
you said you were going to make a diss. You said you were going to make a diss track about me, and I never saw it, so I was just checking.
The difference is if you have to say something retarded, and then piss me off, and then I challenge you to a debate, and you decide not to accept the debate, and that will piss me off enough to have enough rage inside of me.
That sounds like someone I know.
Get the diss track.
What if it's not a debate that I want to take? Do I still get a diss track?
Yeah, you get a diss track.
Okay, awesome.
But you have to piss me off. You have to say something retarded first.
Confluence has to leave as well. It is way past his bedtime. Tomorrow it's D&D, which I know maybe doesn't interest a lot of you, but it's not too late to join. Alex, yes, you have to join. Glacier, I think you would like it. Abe, I don't know if you'd like it.
Then.
It's just like
tomorrow
as much
night?
as I would like, yes, I work.
This freaking guy.
You know, like people have jobs.
All right.
Like on
Most
Friday,
people have
this
jobs
compared
in
to
the
other days?
day, okay?
Yeah,
Listen,
well, I don't
kids,
work. I
you all
don't
be good.
have the usual kind of job that
Oh,
most
seventh,
people
Abe.
have. Okay.
Be
Don't
good.
lose all respect for me, okay? Just don't think about tonight. Just forget about tonight. It didn't even happen if you think about it.
Look,
I don't know what you're talking about. You
It
were
didn't
fine.
the
even happen.
truth of the matter is, I don't have to lose for respect for people if I don't respect people, right?
Ooh.
That's the meanest thing you could say. That's the meanest thing you could say. So you didn't even respect me to
didn't
begin
say-
with.
Look, I didn't say that. I said I don't have to lose respect if I don't respect people, right?
I think the implication
True.
is clear.
Well, I think you can't.
I
lose
mean, the
respect
point
if you don't
you
respect
can't
someone.
lose respect.
Legitimately, you cannot. Not
Yeah.
like you don't have
So
to.
your
you
respect
cannot.
for me hasn't gone down at all, I guess is what you're
Exactly.
Yes,
Okay.
that is exactly
Okay.
it.
So if I was already at rock bottom, then fuck all y'all, okay? What am I feeling bad for? Fuck all y'all, okay?
Confluence. What the heck? That was just Abe. Abe said that he didn't
Yeah, I'm
respect
talking
you
to Abe
begin with. You
specifically. He's
now
y'all.
He just
everybody.
he just starts thrashing everyone.
Confluence.
Yeah, fuck off, Alex. Fuck you. I'm just
Guys to
kidding.
me. Confluence.
Honestly, you gained some points on my
you.
side.
There we go.
That's freaking
Okay.
hilarious.
It takes a bigger
Excuse me,
person to actually
Confluence,
make an
I've been
apology
offended.
first.
All right.
I'm sorry you're offended, Glacier. Oh shit. Fuck.
Thank you.
God damn it.
What? Oh.
All right. Take care, guys. See
a
you
good night.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Rose
Later.
and D&D. Okay, don't threaten me with a good time. God bless everyone. Take care. See you,
Bye.
Alex. See you, Glacier. See you, Abe. See you, chat. God bless you all. Peace out.